Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. And I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
I'm Dr. Christine Hahn. I'm an infectious disease doctor, and I'm Idaho's medical director for public health. It's my mission to keep our communities healthy and safe. That's why I believe every Idahoan should get their COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine's been tested. It's proving to be very safe, and it's the most effective tool we have to stop the spread.
Walk into a pharmacy or visit covidvaccine.idaho.gov to find your free COVID-19 vaccine.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to a Friday night here in the Treasure Valley. It's time for some high school football, and we've got an IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of Treasure Valley Game Night, presented by Mountain West Bank. Also brought to you in part by your local Toyota dealer, Project Filter, and Valley-Wide Cooperative. Our Power Booster sponsors tonight include Ultimate Heating and Air, the College of Western Idaho, Big Judd's, Metro Appraisals, Donut Jecka, and Pacific Residential Mortgage, and our webcast sponsors, Bob's Bicycles and Big Judd's. Hi, everybody. Wayne DeZubak, Adam Bridges with you here tonight at Mountain View High School. They've got a brand new field. In fact, they just dubbed it the ICCU Stadium, and they have just had a ribbon cutting here. And tonight, what a game we've got. The Meridian Warriors, who just took the field against the Mountain View Mavericks. Hi again, everybody. It should be interesting. You know, last year, the Mavericks started the season 0-3, and one of those losses was to Meridian, and they have not forgotten that game. They were 6-4 on the end of the year. They ended up losing to Rigby in the semifinals of the state playoffs, 26-19. Meridian, meanwhile, they had a 4-3 season. They lost to Highland in the first round of the playoffs. But I tell you what, John Samerlin's put a team together that has picked, along with Rocky Mountain, to win the Foothills Division. Meanwhile, Mountain View is picked to win the River Division, and they're colliding tonight. Got two big physical teams going after one another, and it should be interesting here. Coin toss ceremony about ready to take place here. Welcome to a Friday night Game Streams production here on IdahoSports.com. And all right, Adam Bridges, your thoughts on this game? I know you kind of went to Meridian for a short time, so you kind of know Malachi Martinez, the quarterback. You know he's a good quarterback. Your feelings on this big tussle?
Yeah, this should be a really good game. Meridian and Mountain View are two of the most high-powered teams in this division. They have been. Mountain View is trying to kind of proved themselves from last year for a underwhelming fluke season last year, and Meridian's still on their way to becoming one of the higher teams in this division. And yeah, Meridian, they have Malachi Martinez, did really well last season. They really performed well. They were one of the top performing teams, and yeah, it should be a really good game.
Well, it should be. The two teams right at the center of the field right now doing their thing. And it's going to be Meridian going to kick it off here tonight. They'll be going left to right. Meridian in their white uniforms. They've got navy blue numerals. Meanwhile, it's the Mavericks in their gray with their lime colors. You got to love that, no question about it. And we're going to be ready to go. So the Mavericks will take over with the ball first to start this game tonight. Judd Benedict in his 15th year as head coach of the Mountain View Mavericks. He's 107-41. They lost a couple of players last year like Jake Ferris, Caden Chan, Leighton Smithson, guys like that. But they feel like they've got some replacements. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do.
Yeah, Jake Ferris was a really big loss from last year. Obviously, he was a really solid player for them last year and the year before that. They're really sad to see him go. He was one of the main leaders on this team last year.
Well, Quintez Evans is deep, along with Dallas Slocum to receive the kickoff. Meridian still huddled around their special teams coach, and now here they come out onto the field to line it up, set the ball up at the 40-yard line to kick the season off for these two teams. The one thing I really see in both these teams when I look out there, they, my friend, are big. Both teams are huge.
Yeah, I don't know what they've been feeding them, but they certainly been working.
Yeah, whatever it is.
It's Idaho bread.
All right, we're about ready to go here. Meridian will kick it off. It's a bright, sunshiny day, about 80 degrees, so kind of a summery type end of August night on a Friday night here in the Treasure Valley, Mountain View. And you know what? You can see the mountains. No more smoke today. It's a beautiful day in the valley, and we're ready to go. Two huge teams going after one another. And here's the foot into it. It's a little squibber. You're going to be taken up at about the 42-yard line. And a good job by the up man for Mountain View to not fall back. I think Meridian was trying to catch him asleep there, Adam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially squibs are very dangerous because if one person's not paying attention in the front because they're just expecting a way deep kick, the kicking team can just swoop up, receive it, and get excellent field position.
Yeah, a lot of times those up guys, they're so accustomed to just turning around and heading back to block and set up the return that they forget that, oh my goodness, we've got to do something about it. All right, here we go. Dawson Wall taking over for Jake Ferris from a year ago at quarterback. He's in there, and he sends a man in motion. And the first play of the day is a handoff right up the middle, and not a whole lot of room there at all. Wow. Meridian players were all over the place.
Yeah, even from the last 2 years, Meridian's been really known for their run defense. Their run defense has been really stout. We're already seeing that on the first play here.
Okay, Quentin Evans, they call him Q. He's the running back. Man in motion. They split it out there. That is number 13, Traven Hardy. And Hardy out across the 45 to about the 46-yard line.
That was a really good stop. Only 2 yards on the play. They really been stout on that run so far.
Check that, Matt Miller at number 14 there. So it's a 3rd down and 8. So a couple of run plays, and Meridian jumps offside on the hard count. That's going to make it a little bit easier. It'll now be 3rd down and 3. So again, first game of the season, a lot of new faces trying to get an idea of who's who's out there.
Yeah, especially with these first couple games, you really don't know what to expect because some of these players are new and they might have those first game jitters. Especially if they're a first-year starter, then it's like they might just have some fears, I guess.
Well, Mountain View just called a timeout because with 3rd down and 3, they want to make sure they can get this first down. And so what they did was they had a little confusion there, and that's exactly to the point you're talking about. A couple of first game jitters, everything's going on. The game day is here. They're actually playing a football game against an opponent. So, you really got to sit back and think about it.
Yeah, and these first drives are very pivotal. If they score right here, that'll be a really good momentum for Mountain View. But even on the other side, if Meridian gets a first 3 now on the very first drive, that will be really good momentum and really give their whole team a good morale for the rest of the game.
It's a tough play right here, 3rd down and 3, but it could have been because of the offside. It could have been 3rd down and 8, so it changes the game plan a little bit. Quentin Evans is in there to the right side of Wall at quarterback. Wall in the shotgun. Takes the snap, high snap, hands it off to Evans. Evans up the middle, breaks the tackle, down to the 40-yard line of Meridian, first down. And boy, I tell you, if it wasn't for Tristan Martinez, he could have been gone. Martinez was the last man that could have stopped Q, and he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really seems so far that Mountain View's really changing from last year and really going for the run game.
Well, they got a big offensive front. They knew they'd be physical. Wall fires it out in the flat. It's complete. Down to the 30-yard line, down to the 29-yard line, and that's a nice catch made there by number 15, and that's Grayson Flatten. And actually, they're going to give him 9. They're going to say his ball got down at the 30-yard line, so a pickup of 9, 2nd down and 1 for Mountain View. Evans up the middle. He's got that hole again. He's got a first down and then some inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Quintez Evans.
Yeah, knowing Mountain View from the past, it really seems like and from earlier today, it seems like there will be, they will go off of the no huddle.
Right now, I tell you what, that up the middle is going. Ball knocked down. Nice patted down that time by 51 of Meridian. That was Jacob Hartsoe who knocked the ball down as Wall was trying to pass out on the flat to the right. So Hartsoe got his big paw up there, knocked it down. It'll be 2nd down and 10, again from the 23-yard line. So Mountain View took the opening kickoff, and they've got a little drive going here. Man in motion. Evans again, the ball carrier left side, cuts it up, and he gets inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. And he was stood up there by Ryan Corder, number 14 for Meridian. Did a good job to stand him up, but he still gained a couple of more yards.
Yeah, the nice thing about Mountain View or Meridian so far is that they're really group tackling. They're really making sure that they take the person down as a group. Big
down right here. And again, a hard count by Wall, and that draws Meridian offside, and that's going to be close to a first down. It's 3rd and 5. It's going to be an exact first down right there. It's what they needed to gain. So now all of a sudden they're at the 13-yard line. A great opening drive here by Mountain View. The Mavericks on their new field here at home. Drenched in sunshine right now. Wall to Evans. Evans stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No running room at all. Big number 99, Tyler Curtin, brings him down. 2nd down and 10 from the 13-yard line. Back to pass. Wall throws it. A little slant pass. Complete at the 5-yard line. Complete there to number 11, and that is Dominic Sotomayor. They say it was incomplete. It looked like he caught it, but he couldn't hand onto it all the way to the ground. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 back at the 13.
Yeah, that was a very close ball, very tricky ball. That was also very dangerous. The corner also had a very much well chance of catching that pass.
Yeah, I thought the corner was going to come up and get it, to your point, and Sotomayor got right in front of him. If nothing else, he knocked it down. It looked like he caught it, though. Evans up the middle. Slips one tackler, gets inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line, but this is going to bring up a decision time for Mountain View Mavericks. This is going to be 4th down, and they're at the 9-yard line, and they've got to go all the way to the 6 to get a first down. So they've got 6 yards to go. 4th and 6. Do they try the field goal? Or do they go for it? Looks like they're going to set up for a field goal at about the 16-yard line. So a 26-yard field goal attempt going to be made here by number 43, and I do not have him on the roster.
They also might try to go for a hard count to get those little extra yards.
We may see what happens here. So 26-yard field goal attempt to open up the season. The kick is low, And I don't think it was blocked.
No
I just
good.
think it was low. Yeah, it was no good.
You know, the thing about those kicks is that sometimes the hold might be bad. There might be a miscoordination with the snapper to the holder to the kicker. There's also that laces in thing where some kickers don't prefer having the laces in when they're kicking it, and sometimes it just is a flat-out underwhelming ball.
Yeah, I think he just missed it that time because for a moment I thought Meridian had got a finger on it or something. That's how bad the kick looked, but I just think the kicker missed it. And I'll have to find out who that is a little later on because I don't have a 43 on this roster. He may have changed numbers after this roster was put out this week, but we'll see. So Malachi Martinez hands it off the middle, and right off the get-go, look at that. Running up there is Cross Ananachi.
Even them missing that kick really gave momentum to Meridian, and you're already seeing it right now with that huge first down run right there, that they're ready to roll, and they're ready to put some points on this board.
Cross Ananachi, by the way, 5'11", 205 pounds, returning from last year. He was a star last year. Malachi Martinez at quarterback. Again, hands it off to Anatachi, left side. This time only a couple of yards. Last time he got 10 and a first down. He'll be brought down at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, and with Meridian, they have a really nice trio in Davis Thacker, Malachi Martinez, and Cross that they're really just ready to wreck this league and take this league by storm.
John Zamberlin, the head coach, of course, all of his coaching was in the college ranks. He's 7-9 with Meridian in 2 years. I asked him about this team. He basically said they are a relentless bunch. The throw by Martinez down the sidelines, complete for another first down. Just a quick throw. They faked it to Anatachi up the middle and chucked it out there. And Davis Thacker, one of those guys that comes back. Thacker, first team All-SIC player last year. 6'4", 200 pounds. He's a great target for Malachi Martinez.
Yeah, I remember coming in as a sophomore at Meridian. I saw Davis Thacker as a freshman. He was way bigger than me, and I was like, oh, how could this person be a freshman?
Broken play here. Martinez trying to get down the left side, and somehow he's going to get 5 yards out of a broken play. I think he mishandled the snap and tried to hand it off to Ananachi, but by that time, Ananachi was already gone. So he ran it down there. Actually did get almost 5 yards. So I'm going to call it 2nd down and 6. More like 4 than 5.
That was a really nice play by Martinez, taking something that really looked like a dead play and could have gone for a loss of yards and taking it for a second and manageable.
7:25 to go here in the first quarter. Good to have you with us here on 5A SIC football. Antonacci up the middle, powers his way to near a first down and inside Maverick territory. He's at about the 48-yard line. That's very close, right at the marker.
Yeah, let's see how they rule this.
This could be left foot, right foot, but they say it's a first down. They move the chains. So a first down, so Meridian comes out. You know, one of the things Meridian wanted to do this year, Adam, they wanted to really establish a run. They've got a big offensive line, and they feel like that's the way they wanted to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Meridian's always been known for their really well-coached O-line. They have really well O-line discipline, and they're really showing it right here.
All right, third. Actually, they didn't give him a first down. They said move the change, but now they do that. Oh. Antonacci gets upended, but he gets the first down and gets up and lets him know with the signal that it's a first down. Yeah, I thought they gave him the first. I thought I saw the movement to say move the chains, but they didn't. So it was.
I had a feeling that they were just going to pull in the chains to maybe measure it, but they ended up not doing that, or at least.
So the ball's at the 45-yard line of Mountain View. What a beautiful night for a football game. A little bit of a breeze, not much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's much nicer. Way better than playing football in 100-degree weather here.
And Mountain View calls the second timeout just like that with 6:30 to go in the first quarter. So Mountain View's already blown 2 of their 3 first-half timeouts here because of this. And really, they've got to find an answer up the middle. They've got to find an answer, really, how to stop Cross Antonacci. He's a senior, 5'11", 205 pounds, and he is just running right up the middle.
Yeah, using your first 2 timeouts in the first quarter could be really dangerous, especially with the drives at the very end, the 2-minute drills and stuff like that. It could really be dangerous for Mountain View to burn those 2 right now when they could really need it to stop the clock later on.
Meridian has won 3 state titles overall. Their last, though, was way back in 2007. That sounds silly to say way back in 2007, but we are in 2021, so time is marching on. So that was a long time ago, and they feel like they've got a team that can compete for a title. Last year, they were a little disappointed because they lost to the Highland Rams in the very first round of the playoffs. They felt they could get a little deeper than that. Didn't happen. 4-3 overall last year, but then last year was one of those years,
Yeah, last year everyone was kind of discombobbled, and it kind of didn't really feel like a true season.
Discombobble a perfect word. Martinez back to pass over the middle, and was it incomplete? Incomplete. It looked like for a minute that Nathan Reynolds was going to catch the ball right over the middle, big number 7, but he was hit immediately, dropped the football, incomplete. It'll be second down.
That was a nice job by the linebacking core to really group up there and make solid contact on that receiver and prevent him from catching that ball.
Well, he's a big kid, Nathan Reynolds, 6'4", 220. I told you these kids were big.
Yeah.
Quentin Riley also out there, 6'3". Wide receivers, so a lot of big targets. We got a flag. Illegal procedure probably against Meridian. We'll see.
Yeah, especially sorry about that.
I was waiting for the signal, and I thought they pointed at Mountain View, so something happened with Mountain View, I think. Yeah, it's going to be against Mountain View. Offside.
Offsides.
I didn't see the contact. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, it seemed like going back to that last play, if that was a great job by Mountain View for stopping them. If they would have caught in that ball, that would have been a second down and very short. That would have probably resulted in a deep shot play, which could have really opened this game.
Here we go. Antonacci again, trying to weave his way through, gets inside the 40, down to the 39. Only a yard gain, if that. So now it's going to be third down and about 4, long 4.
Yeah, and this is a dangerous part of the field where it's kind of in that middle zone where do you really go for it at this point or do you try to kick it? So don't be surprised if they end up trying to go for it on fourth down.
Oh, I think they're in 2-down territory already. I think Meridian came here tonight to make a statement. Here we go. Antonacci up the middle, has the first down, then some, at the 30. And he's down at about the 28-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 11 yards. And that'll move the chains. The clock is stopped at 5:45 as they move those chains. But right now, Meridian just, Mountain View put a good drive together, but theirs was a little passing, a little bit of running. Meridian has just come out and just really just kind of said, hey, we're going to play some smash mouth football.
Yeah, and running the ball this early really sets the tone, especially if they wear out that defense. If they wear out the defense, they can basically do whatever they want in the later quarters.
Malachi Martinez, play action fake, rolling to his right, looking, throws incomplete. He had to get rid, and then we got a flag going to be thrown against Mountain View. Did you see what happened there?
Yeah, it kind of looked like they're probably going to do roughing the passer on this one. Yeah, roughing the passer on the defense.
I think what it was just a little shot to the helmet by the defender.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he well threw it, kind of gave it away, kind of threw the ball away, and then they shoved him way down to the floor. They're probably a little too rough for their liking.
Yeah, it was a little bit more of a chippy, and I think at this point you're just kind of controlling the game. But, boy, I'll tell you what, you don't want to give, if you're Mountain View, you do not want to give Meridian any advantage, and what an advantage they have as it brings them all the way down to the 15-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, they're already in the red zone, which is the best way to open this game as Mountain View failed to score on their first drive, and Meridian's willing to open this game up.
Here we go. Boy, Nathan Reynolds big. He's 6'4", 220 pounds, big old tight end on the left side. Meanwhile, Martinez back to pass, rolling to his right. Looks over the middle, has a man wide open, and it's complete there to Quentin Riley. Quentin Riley is down just shy of the 10. Now they give him inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, those last two plays, Martinez ended up rolling out. I don't know if they'll be sticking to that type of rollout bootleg offense for later in this game.
So second down and 3 as they get it inside the 10-yard line. Mountain View was here a moment ago, the other side of the field. Couldn't make anything happen. Can they hold Meridian? The way it's looking, I tell you, Meridian's just going to pound it in.
Yeah.
I just get the feeling. Antonacci, right side, up, Gets it going inside the 5, down to the 3. He's got really close to a first down. They're going to have to maybe measure this one.
One of the things that this Meridian offense really liked last year that was really successful to them was that really quick bubble. So I wouldn't be surprised if they either try to smash it in, pound it in with cross, or if they try to do a little tiny bubble to
big break here. Big break for Mountain View. Personal foul going to be called against Meridian. At the end of the play, something happened there right at the 5-yard line. The flag is sitting there, and it's going to back Meridian way up. So instead of having second down and about a yard for a first and goal, now the ball is going to be back at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, the thing about this rival game is that you already see it's getting a little chippy. Meridian and Mountain View really want to win this game, and they're kind of letting their emotions out on this field.
Well, last year, Meridian beat Mountain View 41-26, and so everybody remembers that. So here we go. It's second down and long. Have to get down to the 2-yard line for a first down. Martinez back to pass, looking in the end zone, and we got a flag down. The ball was out of the end zone, thrown out of the end zone, but the flag came down right at the goal line. So let's see what that is. That ball was not catchable at all.
Yeah, he kind of floated it there.
So Mountain View players are saying, boy, he threw that one away, but it could be holding, could be defensive holding. And if it is, that'll put Meridian right back in business. And it's going to be against Mountain View, and it's going to move the ball to the 10-yard line. So we're trading penalties here with 4:06 to go in the first period. No score yet. Second down and 5 for the Warriors. Quentin Evans comes in with the play. They haven't used, not Quentin Evans, I'm sorry. Wrong team. Early in the year. So Malachi Martinez at quarterback in the shotgun. Play action fake, throws it out left side, incomplete.
There's that quick bubble I was talking about earlier.
Well, the big bubble screen out there, but it was almost a backwards pass, and so, boy, I tell you what, Mountain View came right after it.
Yeah, they were ready for that one. They probably watched film from last year and realized that was one of their really key plays from last year and was ready for that.
Yeah, film study will do it every time, no question about it. So now you got third down, obviously in 2-down territory, unless they just want to get on the board with the field goal if they don't make it here.
Yeah, I feel like if I were Meridian, I would really go for that touchdown. I'd go for a touchdown or nothing to really set the tone in this game.
Davis Thacker, Quentin Riley, wide to the left. He hands it off to Antonacci. Antonacci gets it down to the 5-yard line, but that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Yeah, especially with it being fourth and short here. I really feel like they should really go for it to really set the tone of this game.
Well, it looks like they actually gave him a first down. They said it was all the way down to the 3-yard line. That's where they placed us. That's a first and goal to go. So all of this going for it on fourth down, I didn't think he got that far.
Yeah, me neither. And especially if it was fourth down, I feel like it would have been a no-brainer to go for it on that fourth down because...
Well, the chains had him. Looked like they were at the 3-yard line, and he only got to the 4, so I guess the chains were wrong. So it's a first down, first and goal to go, and now a flag. Before an illegal procedure against Meridian before they even really lined up. So, man, both teams not helping each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really shooting themselves in the foot here.
Bring it back to the 9-yard line. First and goal now from the 9.
Still first and goal.
Malachi Martinez was over there talking to John Zamberlin. He makes that long jog back to the huddle. Always tough. And again, Thacker split to the left along with Riley. Handoff up the middle. Antonacci inside the 5 again, down to the 3. So now you're talking second down and goal. Boy, I tell you what, Meridian is just pounding that football, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's been very successful so far. I wouldn't expect them to go away from it later on in this game.
Antonacci up the middle. He's going to be stopped at about the 2, maybe the 3. And they're going to put him at the 2-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 2 now. And again, all Meridian is doing is playing that smash mouth power football game.
Yeah, and Meridian has to be really cautious of not overusing their running back. If they really overuse him, he might be susceptible to fumbling that football, especially in this closer quarters.
So Martinez at quarterback. Hands it off to Antonacci. Antonacci right down to the goal line, but he's going to be short by about a foot. Maybe the 1 yard line is where they'll mark it officially. Actually, the one official has it at the 1 foot line. So nose of the ball almost touching the goal line. With 1:30 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is a very pivotal moment for Mountain View. If they can really get a stop here, that'll be a very momentum setter. If they're able to stop this pushing drive and this long drive on that 1 yard line, that'll be really pivotal for them.
All right, here they go. 4th down. And Martinez keeps it right side, and he is going to dive into the end zone. So they faked it to Antonacci up the middle. Malachi Martinez, the quarterback, kept it right side, gets it in the score, and Meridian is on the scoreboard.
That was a really smart play by Meridian, giving it to their running back for the last 5 or 6 plays and just faking it and going with the quarterback. They weren't really expecting that, keeping them on their toes.
So the try for the extra point coming up here. Eli Arzano will be the kicker. With 1:04 to go here in the first period. Wait for one more lineman to get in there. He's in there now. Again, first game. Again, you forget what team you're on. Kick is up, and it is good. So 7-0. Meridian takes the lead with 1:04 to go here in the first period of play. Hey, Big Judd's was featured on Man vs. Food and 101 Tastiest Places to Chow Down. Big Judd's is one of the most fun and unique dining experiences in Idaho, and they hand-make burger patties every day and only use fresh local produce. And, of course, they always use Idaho potatoes for their famous fresh-cut fries. So, if you're up for a challenge, you might want to try that Big Judd special world-famous 1-pound burger with all the fixings along with a basket of large fries. If you finish it in under 30 minutes, you'll get your picture on the Wall of Fame. So stop in, say hi, 3030 East Overland Road, right there by the Majestic Theater in Meridian. And don't forget to check them out online at BigJuds.com. Big Judd's in Meridian, proud to support student athletes. Glad to have them right here on IdahoSports.com as one of our webcast sponsors tonight. Bob's Bicycles also with us here this evening. 64 seconds to go here in the first period. Meridian has struck first. 7-0 Warriors.
It would be nice to see if they end up going for a second squib kick or if they end up actually kicking it way deep this time.
All right. They tried the squib kick last time. Mountain View is ready for it. It's all lined up here at the 40-yard line. Shadows starting to creep across the stadium here at Mountain View High School. This time a little in-betweener. Going to take by the up man at the 20-yard line. 25, this is Evans. Quentin Evans out to the 39-yard line. Good job by him to pick it up and get some good yardage.
That was a very interesting setup there because how Meridian had it on their kickoff. They had 6 on the right side of the field or 6 on the 4, or 6 on the left side of the field and 4 on the right. Ended up kicking it to the right side with that 4 set. So that was kind of an interesting way for them to kick it.
All right, here we go. The Mavericks back on offense now. They went right down the field, but they could not get anything. They tried a field goal, didn't work. Dawson Wall at quarterback, got Quentin Evans at the running back. 2 receivers wide to the right, 1 to the left. They go left. Ball knocked away at the last second. Good job to get a paw on it there by number 59. Well, I've got a couple of holes here in my Meridian roster. Do you have a 59?
Yeah. No, it's empty on mine too.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to figure that out. Man in motion. And they hand that off right there to Grayson Flatten. Flatten right side down the sidelines. He's across midfield down to the 45, the 40, and out of bounds. What a big play on the end around. Grayson Flatten all the way down to the Meridian 40-yard line. Big first down for the Mavericks. Evans up the middle. Evans slips the tackler at the line of scrimmage, falls forward at the 35-yard line.
One thing Mountain View is very notorious for is when they have a very big play, they like to no huddle and have a previous play really set up to try to catch the defense off guard.
Second down and about 6. They mark the ball right at the 36-yard line. So once again, here comes Mountain View just like that. Threatening again. Back to pass. Wall throws over the middle. Overthrows his intended receiver. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Grayson Flatten right there, but nothing doing. Judah Argon was on the coverage. Oh, we got a flag that I did not see, and it's going to be against Mountain View. So Mountain View continues to make mistakes. Holding call against the Mavs. And that's going to bring it all the way back to midfield. So from the 36-yard line, all the way back to midfield.
That essentially wipes away that huge end-around play. Early.
It does, yeah. So Mountain View's going to have to work for it. 6 seconds to go here in the first period. This will be the last play unless something crazy happens.
They try to get him on that hard snap right there.
They did it a couple times already tonight, but that time Wall didn't get Meridian to jump. Wall back to pass, flips it outside, incomplete. That'll be third down.
So far from what I'm noticing from this quarterback is that he seems very mechanical. He seems like he already knows where he's going to place his ball before the ball is snapped. He's really just 1-2 throw, 1-2 throw.
Not really going through any progression, is he?
Yeah, it just seems like he's already knows where he wants to go right before.
Third down and long. 4 seconds to go. Little delayed handoff to Quentin Evans. Evans drug down from behind. He was trying to get a head of steam up there, and Nathan Reynolds took him down from behind, so it's going to be fourth down and long. Right at the 45-yard line, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. So we're going to take a break here at Mountain View High School. First quarter is in the books. Meridian with the first score of the year for the Warriors. 7-0 Meridian over Mountain View. We'll be back on IdahoSports.com right after this.
At Toyota's national sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's national sales event.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Second quarter about to get underway. 7-0 Meridian. Adam Bridges, Wayne DeZue back here with you from Mountain View High School on a Friday night. These two teams both picked to win their divisions. Meridian has to battle it out with Rocky, though. There was a tie between Rocky and Meridian. Mountain View picked to win its division. Here comes the punt. First punt of the night. High and nice kick. Going to be taken at about the 4-yard line, and wow, what a kick.
Yeah, that was a very nice punt by Mountain View, and especially the nice hustle from the Mountain View receivers just to get down on that field and really put pressure on the catcher.
So Meridian, 96 yards away, folks. And if you're Mountain View, that's good news because the way Meridian has been moving the football here tonight, 96 yards may not be that tough for them. They have really, it's amazing how good Cross Antonacci is. At 5'11", 205, just a tough kid to bring down. And they've got 3 wide receivers that are 6'3" or better. Just impressive at all. Malachi Martinez in the end zone is going to pass out of it. Does. Complete out to the 10-yard line. Nice catch there by Davis Thacker. We talked about him being first-team All-SIC.
Yeah, that was a very nice play, giving them a little bit of space, giving them a little leverage to do whatever they want. Now it's second and short. They could really, if they wanted to, make a deep shot play to kind of get themselves in that middle territory.
I'll tell you what they're probably going to do here. My play right now would be with 2 downs, trying to make 3 yards, I'm going to hand it off to Cross Antonacci and see what he can do with it.
Yeah, especially since he's been so dominant early on in this game.
And they do that. Make him look, goes outside. Actually, that's not Antonacci, is it? That's a new runner in there, number 23, and that's Marco Del Rio. So Marco Del Rio in there for Antonacci. And he didn't quite get there. He's got about 3 or 4 inches. So 3rd down and really just less than a foot.
Yeah, the sophomore was probably just in there just to give.
Actually, they're going to give it to him now. So they ended up giving it to him. It was all about a right foot, left foot placement, and I guess he got the one he needed. So 1st down. So remember, you got to remember this one. Adam, they started at the 4-yard line. Let's see where it ends up. This could be a monumental drive. I'm just impressed with how tough Meridian is. Martinez back to pass. Throws, has a man wide open at the 35-yard line, and out of bounds at the 38-yard line is Quentin Riley. Somehow Quentin Riley got lost in that secondary and made the catch wide open, then turned around. He was right by the sidelines and didn't have any wiggle room, out of bounds at the 39.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like a design play by Meridian to kind of set Malachi on the other side of the field and have the receiver on the complete opposite side to kind of draw away the secondary.
Usually you don't like your quarterback throwing cross field, but they were fine with that time, weren't they?
Yeah, I feel like they've really gotten some more confidence in Malachi, seeing him play last year and just really let him rip this year.
Martinez, straight drop back. Has a man. We got a little bit of contact, but nothing there. Ball overthrown. Davis Thacker. Pressure was coming in big time from Jackson Beck.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to let the receivers and corners really play it out right there. There's a little contact by both sides. No flag still.
Yeah, Jackson Beck really came on the blitz and made life miserable for Malachi Martinez, so he just let it fly about 10 yards too long. So it's 2nd down and 10, back at the 39-yard line. I mean, that's one of those plays you were talking about you thought Meridian might go for, just try to hit a bomb.
Yeah. That's kind of like Meridian, where they kind of just sneak in these kind of run plays and then kind of, when it's 2nd down, just try to get what they can get.
Malachi Martinez, I'm not sure if that was a design play or a bad snap, because Martinez had to do a little, Derek Jeter shortstop there to kind of come up with the ball because it was a bad snap, and then he just ran it that way. And I don't know if that was intended or not, but he ended up getting about 5 yards.
Yeah, if that was unintended, that would be the second mishandled snap of the day, because there was that one earlier. That one went for 5 yards, and this one looks like it went for around a couple.
Yeah, he did a good job. He did a good job of catching that ball with his left hand because it was a low snap to his left. So now 3rd down and 4. They have to get to the 49-yard line, Meridian does, for a 1st down. Martinez. Play action, throws it, fires it, complete. That's good for a 1st down at the 49-yard line of Mountain View. And wow, just like that, Quentin Riley comes up with a big catch. And I got to go back. Quentin Riley, 6'3". Okay, then you got Nathan Reynolds, who's 6'4". You got Davis Thacker, who's 6'4". All of them are right around 200 to 220. That's the biggest receiving core I've seen, even in college.
Yeah, I remember playing corner as playing against these players. That was my sophomore year, and like I said, playing against Davis, he was towering over me. I'm only 6 foot. He was 6'4", and he was just absolutely. I could not believe that he was younger than me.
Boy, I tell you what, the Meridian side of the stands is completely jam-packed. There's not a seat to be had. Martinez back to pass, going long.
Wide open.
Got a man wide open, but he overthrows number 84, Tyson Acree.
That would have really set the tone in this game and really been very disheartening for this Mountain View
team.
Boy,
Acree was like all by himself, somebody. And again, you go back as the defensive coach for Mountain View, you go, hey, how did we miss that? How did he get so wide open? 9:31 to go here in the first half, 7-0 Meridian. Meridian now with a 2nd down and 10 from the Mountain View 49-yard line.
Going back to that previous play, I remember my corner coach always telling me that when there's an open player, player that wide open, everyone sees it, even your grandma is what yeah, that was my coach, Nathan White, who used to always tell me that, and he used to always crack us up.
You don't want a text from grandma, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Handoff up the middle. Antonacci just bowled over 3 gray jerseys. Get him.
You can really hear this Mountain View sideline and Mountain View stands really liven up on these critical downs.
Yeah, Braden Garrison was one of those in there. He was all SIC last year, and you can see why. So 3rd down and 12 as Antonacci, first time he's had a negative run.
Well, so far what I'm noticing from this Mountain View team is that they really took last year's season to heart and are really trying very hard to prevent another season like last year from happening.
And we got a whistle. Stoppage of play. Meridian calls timeout. So the Warriors want a little bit of timeout here. 7-0. Gives me time to tell you about Bob's Bicycles. They're over on Fairview in Boise. And Bob's Bicycles has been family owned since 1979. Folks, their selection of mountain bikes, road bikes, BMX, cruisers, and comfort bikes is second to none. Whether online at bobs-bicycles.com or on the showroom floor, Bob's Bicycles will have the bike, accessories, and clothing to fit your needs, and they've got in-store financing, 6 months, no interest. Stop in, say hi to Vern at Bob's Bicycles, serving Idaho for more than 40 years and proud to help support student athletes. Again, Wayne Dezubak, Adam Bridges with you here, IdahoSports.com. Our coverage of 5A SIC football this year. We've got a total of 15 regular season games, and then, of course, we'll get into playoffs. And 7-0 Meridian. Last night I did the Napa Capital game. Capital won that one 35-21, but it was 21-all heading to the 4th period, and a couple of miscues on special teams allowed Capital to put 14 points on the board. So 3rd down and 12 from the 49-yard line, their own 49. Meridian with the football. Malachi Martinez flips it over the middle, incomplete, off the fingertips of Quentin Riley. Couldn't quite get it there. Mason Childs was on the coverage.
Yeah, if he would have caught that there, that would have been a first down and would have given him more momentum.
I tell you what, I'm really impressed with Malachi Martinez. That was like a fastball, Nolan Ryan fastball.
Yeah, I was talking about this earlier. With Malachi Martinez, he kind of like Aaron Rodgers with it. He kind of just flicks it, back foot, flicks it, and goes effortlessly 60 yards, you know.
He does. So it's going to be a punt, and Quentin Evans will be deep to receive it, if at least it appears to be a punt. Here comes the pressure. The kick is high. Evans comes up, takes it on a fair catch at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I was very unfortunate on that drive. Meridian was really hoping to get that 96-yard drive to score, but they ultimately ended up getting stopped at the 50-yard line.
Yep, they got it to midfield, though.
Yeah.
Did a good job to move it half the way home. But, you know, I'll tell you what, if you're Mountain View right now after allowing that big drive to make it 7-0, that defense has got to feel better about themselves and what they're getting done here. All right, let's see what the Mavericks can do on offense right now. They got a new quarterback, Dawson Wall. Remember, Jake Ferris was there for a couple of years. And now Dawson, he's got to step in here and make it happen. He's got Quintez Evans right there. He got a man in motion. Little end around there. And a nice little run by Flatten. Flatten had a great run a while back. That one not so great. I mean, it was a good run on first down when you can get 5 yards. Let's give him 4. 2nd down and 6.
Going back to Wall and Ferris, you know, Wall must have very high expectations or very high pressure on him because of Ferris and having those big shoes to fill.
Wall, the big pass, incomplete. He overthrew everybody. His intended receiver that time was Matt Miller, and he caught the attention of 2 defenders for Meridian. That one never really had a chance. I think they just took a shot.
Yeah, and both quarterbacks today have seemed like they've really tried to push that long ball, but haven't really been able to connect so far.
So big play here. I mean, I tell you what, you don't want to go 3 and out if you're Mountain View. You do not want that Meridian offense back out there.
Especially this close to their own end zone.
Quentin Evans got the first down across the 25 out to the 28-yard line. And Quentin Evans showing a lot of patience. His blockers were there. He waited for him and was able to get the first down. Big 3rd down call by head coach Judd Benedict.
You know, early in this game so far, he's been really clutch and really performing in those very needed moments.
And a whistle. We'll see what that's all about. Penalty flag on the far side. It's going to be against Mountain View. That'll back it up 5 yards. So again, first game jitters causing some first game mistakes. And now you bring it back to the 24-yard line. And you got 1st and 15. Doesn't sound like much, but I tell you what, now you're running uphill.
Yeah,
so,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Handoff
there up the middle. Nope. Wall either missed the handoff or wanted to fake it. And he's brought down for another loss of about 3 yards.
It's kind of a blessing in disguise to have these two teams set off this early, because it would have been a much harder game for either of these teams later on when they have the injuries and stuff like that, when they start to fatigue roll in, It would have been much nicer to have them in their full energy set going at it.
Actually, I'd like to see them play like game 3 or 4, to be honest with you, because then you've got enough timing that your things are gotten better. But right now, Wall back to pass, looking deep. Nobody there. Great coverage and almost a one-handed interception by Judah Argon. Wow, that was great one-on-one coverage by Meridian.
Yeah, that would have been a great catch if we had caught that. That was very insane.
Yeah,
very athletic.
He got his left hand on it, but he couldn't quite bring it in.
That was 2 deep balls attempted on this drive. I don't know if they would want to go after that or try to run it even more.
Well, 3rd down and 16, so 3rd down and long. Flatten goes in motion. Wall goes to his left, has the defender in his face, and the throw incomplete.
He was hit as he threw it, looking for a flag, and there's not one.
Well, looking for a flag because Judah Argon came over there and really kind of played an aggressive move on the ball. And, of course, Mountain View fans thought it was pass interference, but it was on the far side of the field. No call. As well, there should have not been one. And so it's going to be 4th down, and so Mavericks are going to have to kick it away. And it's going to be Dawson Wall, the quarterback, punting it away. And Judah Argon standing back now. I mean, either way, Meridian's going to get great field position with this one. Great punt. Argon, fair catch, called for on the 35-yard line. That was a great punt.
Yeah, this punter's been kicking it very high, which is very dangerous for those returners because it's really long hang time. It really gives enough time for the Mountain View team to really get down the field and put pressure on them.
It's getting a little chippy out there because I think something happened between Wall and Nathan Reynolds of Meridian. Fans weren't happy about it, but of course we've got the Mountain View fans right in front of us, and they're very reactive right now. They're frustrated because their team hasn't scored. 7 minutes to go in the first half. They're down 7-0. Meridian has the football, but it's getting a little chippy out there. Pass over the middle. It is complete to Quentin Riley, and Quentin Riley close to a 1st down to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Mountain View really just stonewalled him there. Really good job by Mountain View to really stop him from getting that extra yards from after the catch.
And they're going to give him a 1st down. They marked it right at the 45, so that was exactly 10 yards by Quentin Riley. All it was, Quentin Riley set up a tight end. He just found a crease right down there on the hash marks, and Martinez just drilled it to him. 2 receivers wide left. Handoff up the middle. Antonacci busts off. He's at the 50, the 45, the 40, the 30, and down out of bounds, shy of the 25. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. Antonacci with a great run as he got free, and I'm waiting for the official to give an official mark. And wait a minute.
Looks like there's a flag
it may
that
come
might
back.
Bring him back.
Yep, I don't see the flag, but they're caught walking backwards. I keep looking for yellow, but I don't see it.
Holding offense.
So holding against Meridian.
It's very unfortunate because they had a really great play that would have brought him to the 30, 25-yard line. But unfortunately, that was being taken back.
Well, it could have been in part because somebody was holding on that end, and Antonacci found that to his liking. So that'll bring it back. It'll be 1st down and 9 as they place the ball at the 46-yard line. 6 minutes, 21 seconds to go here in the first half. You're listening to 5A SIC football right here on IdahoSports.com. Martinez back to pass. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to get to midfield. And it'll be second down and about 6. So about a 3-yard gain for Malachi Martinez. And Martinez does go over to the sideline, get the play every time. You would think that would wear a guy out, that maybe there could be some kind of a signal at him that would save him the wear and tear.
Yeah, some of these teams usually have the armband with the numbers. Some of them use signs, but of course they're going with the back and sideline back.
So second down and 6, right at midfield. Handoff, Antonacci, and he's going to be caught in the backfield for loss of 2. So Antonacci with a couple of big runs early, but he was able to, that time, not get any head of steam. And boy, I tell you what, that's what you got to do. Good job that time by Mason Childs, who got in there.
Yeah, that Mountain View defense on that play really just filled all their gaps correctly and really just gave him nowhere to run.
So third down and 7, got to get to the 45 of Mountain View. And Mountain View may have just Mountain View used their third timeout. We talked about it, they used 2 in the first quarter. And just because they were discombobulated. And now they use this one because they really want to get off the field right now, Adam. Third down and 7. They need to come up with a big play here.
Yeah, especially with them being very run down from this Meridian run-heavy offense, that they just really want to give their defense a break, really just kind of figure out what Meridian's going to do on this critical play here.
Well, we also talked about it at item here. You've got Quentin Riley, 6'3", as a wide receiver. You got Nathan Reynolds at 6'4" as a wide receiver. Davis Thacker, 6'4" as a wide receiver. When you got 7 yards you need, got to get down to the 45-yard line. I got to feel that maybe Antonacci's not the answer, but one of them big boys that are out there on the wide ends is.
Yeah, if Malachi can just really just put it within those numbers and really give him a solid catch, it's going to be really hard for them to bring them down at that point.
I like those big receivers, and they got 2 of them split wide to the right. They've got number 84 split to the left side, Tayson Acre. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Looking, throwing over the middle, complete. And that is number 10, Quentin Riley, inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. First down, Meridian.
Yeah, it's kind of funny looking at this receiving core from Meridian from last year having more flashy players with number 13, Chaz Farrar, and players like that, to now 6'3", 200-pound receivers, where it's more like last year they were more catch and run, well now it's more just catch and possess.
Yeah, I tell you what, any college would be happy to have 3 receivers at 6'3" or better. Back to pass, Martinez lets it fly. Right side has a man there. Knocked away at the last second. Intended for Davis Thacker. Thacker had a step. But boy, what a great defensive play. And I think it was number 7. I think it was Alamine Mbinola.
Yeah, if Martinez would have put a little bit more air on that ball, that would have been a clear touchdown and would have been really a momentum setter.
Yeah, Mbinola was the man who knocked it away. Nice play by him.
Yeah, he really had a chance of getting that ball.
And that was a well-thrown ball by Martinez. It was really right on the mark.
Yes.
Everybody was there. Just really good defensive play, offensive play, just a good play overall.
Yeah.
Again, capacity crowd on hand here tonight. Both sides pretty much filled up the stadium for this big game tonight. Antonacci trying to get outside, bumped outside, nowhere to go. Boy, I tell you what, somebody's eyeballing him right now. They got to have, a spy on Antonacci, and where he goes, the spy goes, because they're knocking him around. No gain. Well, maybe about a yard. But it's going to bring up third down, and again, about 9 yards to go.
Well, like you said, with putting a spy on Antonacci, that's really kind of dangerous on Mountain View, too, because if they put all their focus on Antonacci, they could really just have Martinez pull it out and run it for a very solid gain. You really hear this Mountain View crowd really cheering up now.
Big third down and 9. Ball at the 36-yard line, and the official's going to blow a timeout. Wait a minute. Mavericks don't have another timeout.
I think it's an official timeout.
Well, they said timeout Mountain View. There, we had 2 in the first quarter. We just, unless the last one was an official timeout. I thought it was Mountain View, or unless he pointed to Mountain View, but maybe Meridian took it. And the scoreboard here is kind of funky. It's kind of a computer scoreboard. So what happens is you don't have the steady Eddie thing of what down it is, where you're at, how many first downs, how many timeouts they have left. Right now they're running commercials. So, it's great for Mountain View, but it doesn't do me any good.
Yeah, it's very aesthetically pleasing. And shout out to ICCU for putting all of these nice scoreboards on all these teams. It's very nice, but it's going to take some getting used to for all the fans that are used to the previous old-fashioned scoreboards.
Yeah, and they don't even have timeouts up on the board.
Oh, they do not?
They do not. Look at that. There's the scoreboard. Does not. It's got a scoreboard. It's got 3rd down and 9 on the 36 and 4:32 to go in the second quarter. That's it. And a couple of logos. So, but I thought that was the 4th timeout. I'm sorry.
I saw that too. It might have been an official timeout, but they did say timeout Mountain View, so I'm not really sure what they did there.
And again, now the officials blow the whistle, take a little bit of a timeout. I'm wondering
this one may be an official timeout.
Well, this is an official timeout. I'm not sure if somebody talked about that being their 4th timeout or not. I don't know. Now whatever it was, it's not a big deal. So probably just which official is going to order pizza after the game.
Oh, yeah.
So they're done. They've got it figured out. 3rd down and 9. Antonacci, left side. Fumbles the football. They're up for grabs. Let's see who's got it. The official hasn't said anything yet. But Antonacci lost the handle, and the way things are going, it looks like it stayed with Meridian, and it's going to be close to a 1st down.
Yeah, he was giving that 4th down signal, which kind of indicated that was to Meridian.
Yep. So it does stay there. I think it was Davis Thacker who recovered it after Antonacci lost the handle. It's at the 29-yard line, and they need 2 yards. 4th down.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the good thing about this ground and pound play style is that it really wears out that defense, but if they keep on using Antonacci like this, he's susceptible to fumbling the ball because he's really getting tired. That sweaty arm is getting loose on the ball. It could just punch it out and,
Here we go, 4th down. 4th down and 2. Ball at the 29-yard line. Martinez.
Could be something quick.
They hand it off to Antonacci. Yeah, that's what they do, a quick handoff to Antonacci, and that'll get you your 1st down pretty much every time. Left side, they found something on that left side they like, which is the right side of the defense for Mountain View, and he gets inside the 25 to the 24. 1st down for Meridian.
Seems like they weren't fazed by that fumble and really just went to Antonacci to really set them and get them that 1st down.
They weren't fazed, Adam. They were just blessed that they got it back. You know what I mean? They would have been phased had they lost it. They were just happy to have it back.
Yeah, and going back to Martinez, it feels like there's a player on the field.
Yeah, we got a player down. Let's see who it is. Let's see if I can catch a number. Well, you know what? That's Antonacci.
Oh, great. That's a very
and they're looking at
hard
his
sight
left
to see for
knee.
everyone here.
Yeah. So Antonacci is down. Not what Meridian fans want to see right now. Not what any of us want to see, because he's just been a joy to watch tonight, no matter who you're rooting for. And let's see if he can get up. He was holding that left knee, but he's getting up, and he's favoring the left leg. And now a couple of players helping him off. That left knee not looking too good right now.
Yeah, it seems like he's just limping off the field. Hopefully it's just a minor injury, especially this early on in the season. It would be very, very hard blow to Meridian to lose a player of his caliber early on in this season.
I don't want to speculate what it is, but
hopefully he's all right.
Yep. And he's walking on the sidelines. Now he's starting to walk it off a little bit, so he could have just took a helmet to the knee. Sometimes when that happens, you just get bruised, and it feels like you've been really banged up.
Yeah, especially early on in the season. It could have been a cramp, too. Some players are
he's got a knee problem. Yeah. He's not a cramp. All righty, here we go. 1st down at the 23-yard line. Martinez back to pass, throws it inside. Riley has it, heads upfield inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line, and that's very close to another 1st down. Quentin Riley, as I said, 6'3", 190-pounder. Gain of 9, 2nd down and 1. Boy, I tell you what, they've got everything in their book. They're running up the middle. In there for running back now is Marco Del Rio. So Del Rio sets up on the right side of Martinez.
Yeah, it looks like they're not afraid to run, even with Antonacci out here.
Martinez fakes to Del Rio, keeps it, gets the first down, close to the 10-yard line. Pickup of about 3, so Malachi Martinez with a nice little run there. 2.5 to go, the clock is running. Meridian would just like to basically, in a perfect world, they would just run this clock down to zeros, score, and take a 14-0 lead at halftime. They do not want Mountain View to have the ball back again this half.
The interesting thing about Martinez is he's kind of this new breed of quarterbacks where they're not afraid to get hit, and he's been really showing that earlier on this season.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. You know, he's 6 foot, 180 pounds, so he's got some bulk. Del Rio has it, left side, scoots in about to the 10-yard line, maybe a gain of 2. So Marco Del Rio with trying to do the same thing that Antonacci was doing by finding that little hole on the right side of the Mountain View defense, but it wasn't there that time.
Yeah, there must be a lot of pressure on this sophomore really coming in after Antonacci had a really strong performance right here and kind of trying to set the tone there.
Yeah, you know, think of it as you come in, one play, you forget about it after that. You know, that's the nice thing about football. You go out there, first time you're hit, you're done. You're figuring it out. Martinez, play action fake, rolls to his left, heading towards the end zone, going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line.
Very nice hit on the defense there.
You know, Martinez that time, what he did was he took the snap, did a play action fake, looked over the middle, and he had a defender right in his face, so he just pulled it in and ran. And they're going to put him right down at the 4-yard line, which means 3rd down and about 2.
Yeah, he really absorbed the blow on the very end of that end of the play there, too.
Okay, the guy with the 3rd down marker is standing at the 5. The ball's at the 4, so that's my problem. He's been doing that all night long. He's been kind of off kilter a little bit. So it is 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, especially since it looked like he was well on the 2-yard line, but they ended up spotting on the 4 as well.
Timeout call by Meridian this time, so I know they've got timeouts.
Yeah. If I'm correct, that it should be their 2nd timeout.
Yeah, we thought we were correct that it was the 4th timeout. I mean, because we were surprised that, you know, Mountain View used 2 in the first quarter. And then the last one they used was definitely theirs. So the middle one there, that 3rd one, you know, could have been an official timeout, but I don't think it was. I just think we lost track here. I think somebody lost track.
Yeah,
at any rate,
especially now, them losing those timeouts. If they want to take another drive to kind of get back in this game, they're not going to be able to stop the clock unless going out on the sidelines.
Well, right now the clock is down to what? I can't see it right now because the clock's off, but we don't have a whole lot of time left here in the first half. So really, this is exactly what Meridian wanted to do, is run this down, 122. So you got 3rd down and 2 on the 4-yard line. Got to get to the 2-yard line. Del Rio at running back. Martinez follows Del Rio, blocking, goes left side, gets hit hard at the 2, but he has the first down.
The clock's still running here, about a minute left in this quarter.
Well, they usually stop the clock momentarily, but let's see what they do. Is it a first down? Maybe it's not a first down. Officials are going to stop the clock now, I think, to measure it. They stop it with 64 seconds to go. So they're going to bring the chains in because it's that close. Official timeout.
You know, thinking ahead a little bit, it'll be interesting to see what Mountain View does on their next drive after Meridian's done with this one, to see if they'll just try to take it into halftime, recuperate, or try to get a huge score before the halftime.
Here comes the chains all the way from the far side. What's interesting is that they moved the ball to the hash marks, then moved them back to where Martinez went down. How can you get a correct spot? You need to leave the ball right where it is if you're going to do a measurement type thing, not move it to the hash marks and then, oh, we made a mistake, let's move it back outside. And the measurement It is a first down. So first down by about the half a length of a football. So it's going to be first and goal to go at the 2-yard line.
Yeah. It seemed like that should have been the proper spot in the first place, but they kind of have been moving around a little bit.
Well, when you start moving the ball around, to midfield, then move it back to where the runner went down, you kind of lose. Well, look at this. Antonacci's back in. So
that's a good sight to see there.
Yeah, that's great news. So whatever it was, he was kind of writhing pain, and I think he probably took a helmet either on the thigh or something. And now he's back in there. Antonacci looking for a way to get in. Can't do it. It'll be second and goal to go. No gain at all. Now they're going to have to watch the clock. 48 seconds. But I'll tell you what right now, Adam, this is kind of getting down to a point where, they're going to just run this thing right down to zeros.
Yeah, and Mountain View can't really do anything about it because they don't have enough timeouts.
Nothing. Well, they used more. They used more than they were allotted, I think.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Second and goal. 25 seconds to go. Martinez taking his time. Back to pass. Looking. Rolls to his left. Has a wide open. Now he throws it into the end zone. Incomplete.
Over.
Stops the clock with 16 seconds to go. It'll be third and goal from the 2. So Martinez that time rolled to his right, rolled back to his left, thought about an open field because it looked open, and then the defense showed up, so he threw it in the end zone, and now you're down to 2 plays. But with 16 seconds, if you don't make it this time, you do it again. And you have a timeout left, so you can try to run Antonacci up the middle if you want.
Yeah, and especially if they end up turning this ball over, it's not like Mountain View can really take a knee because they don't have enough space to do that to really run the clock out.
All right, here we go. Second down, third down and goal. Martinez throws it. Complete. And touchdown.
There we go.
Wow. Out into the flat. Something we hadn't seen all night long, and I'm not sure. I did not get a number as to who that was.
It seemed like they took a second effort, and it seemed like some teammates really helping them try to push him in.
Well, it looks like it was Antonacci. It was the 2, and I think it was Antonacci. They just kind of ran him out into the corner, and he got out there and got in. And it's all of a sudden. And now, wait a minute. What do we have? We haven't changed the scoreboard yet. The officials are coming over to talk, but I do believe it should be 13-0. The scoreboard here in the stadium hasn't changed. We will change our scoreboard because Meridian's getting ready for the extra point.
There's nothing really you could do here for Mountain View except for hope for a...
Okay, there's a dead ball foul against Meridian. That was the problem after. Right. So it was just probably a little excessive celebration. Here comes the extra point attempt. Kick is no good. That could come back to haunt him. Folks, we got 10 seconds left. It's 13-0 in favor of Meridian, so they'll have to at least kick off.
Seems like both teams so far had a missed kick opportunity. Meridian or Mountain View in their first drive, and Meridian here on that extra point.
Well, Eli Arsenault just missed that one bad because the last time he kicked it, he really put a foot into it.
Yeah. This time on that kick, it kind of looked like he was kicking it more upward than straight forward.
So Quintez Evans and Dallas Slocum will go back to receive this kick. It'll be interesting to see what Meridian decides to do with 10 seconds. I would just kind of hit a squib kick. I would just try to hit a hard line drive, squib kick, keep it on the ground. I don't want to, the last thing I want to do is kick it to Quintez Evans and have him return it, all the way for a touchdown.
Yeah, but the problem with the squib kick here is that it might be a little bit dangerous because it could put Mountain View in good position to probably try to do a Hail Mary or something like that, which could be.
Could be, especially with the penalty, because they're going to have to kick it off from the 25-yard line.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see what Meridian does here.
So because of that unsportsmanlike penalty, a little bit, all I saw was a lot of celebration, and maybe it was just too much. And so they're going to kick it off from their own 25-yard line. That'll bring Quentin Evans and Dallas Slocum up to about their own 25. 10 seconds to go, first half. And they do. Hard squib kick. Takes a couple of bounces. Quentin Evans has it. 25, 30, 35, 40. Up the middle. Finds a hole. And at midfield, he's tripped up with 6 seconds to go. And had he not gotten tripped up at midfield, I'll tell you what, he had a seam up the middle.
Yeah, it seemed like there was no one really to stop him if he wouldn't have gotten tripped up right there. It'll be interesting to see what Mountain View does now. Will they try to go for a Hail Mary and try to go for it all? Will they try to go for a quick pass, a quick medium pass, get it out of bounds, and go for a second play?
Well, to your point, right now, because of that penalty, they're actually going to put it at the 49-yard line of Meridian. So right now, why not? 6 seconds to go. Why would you not, if you're Dawson Wall, just throw that thing up for grabs in the end zone? Let's see if he gets enough time, because I'm sure Meridian will bring the pressure. Let's see if they decide to do that. Wall back to pass, waiting, rolls to his left. Now he throws it as far as he can towards the end zone, and its drop time runs out. Should have been intercepted. The only one there, Ryan Corder, was there, and he should have got it, but he did not. So that kind of ends the first half. Interesting, all Meridian. We'll see what they do and what halftime adjustments the Mavericks make. But at halftime, it's Meridian 13, Mountain View nothing. We'll be back with more 5A SIC action right after this here on IdahoSports.com.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
The injuries look like those seen in people exposed to poisons like mustard gas. That's how doctors are describing what they see in the lungs of vapors. The chemicals can essentially burn your lungs. Find the truth at BehindTheHaze.com.
At Toyota's national sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's national sales event.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people to do the research, listen to the healthcare providers. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, there was hardly any wait. It was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
Well, welcome back to Mountain View High School, everybody. Wayne DeZoo back. Adam Bridges with you, and we are at halftime where Meridian leads Mountain View 13-0 on our 5A broadcast of the week. Last night had a really interesting game. Adam, I did the Capital and Napa game. Those two teams I felt were my dark horses in their respective classifications. I thought Capital was a dark horse in 5A. They did so well last year. They felt like they could have done better. Napa had a great year. They were 6-3, and I felt like coming in they were going to really be a team to beat and contend with in the 4A category. And so I thought, wow, you got the two dark horses coming together, and they were tied 21-all going into the fourth quarter, and I'm going, what a game. And then just like that, a block punt, return for a kick, return for a touchdown by Capital, put them up by 7, and then Napa had to punt again. And the first time they got their kick block, it was because the Napa long snapper snapped it like he was throwing a slow-pitch softball. Mm-hmm. It was like way high and nice and slow, and all the defenders got in on it and blocked it. So he tried to put some oomph into it, and he snapped it about 10 yards behind the kicker. And Capital got it at the 13-yard line, and they were able to score. They had, their whole drive was a 13-yard drive, and they ended up winning at 35-21. So the final score not indicative of how close that game really was. So I still think Napa's going to have a great year in 4A, and certainly Capital off to a good start. They got that one. I'm a little surprised that the Mavericks here tonight in this game have been so inconsistent on offense. They've only given up 13 points. And this would be a game had their offense been able to stay out there a little bit more. Because as you mentioned, Meridian likes to kind of run the clock down.
Yeah, I mean, it seems kind of like they're kind of out there that Mountain View is kind of finding their identity. They don't really know if they want to be a quick pass, quick run, deep throw, try to trickery, because I know in the past they used to do their trickery plays. I wouldn't be surprised if they do some maybe quarterback receiver plays or something like that. But it just seems like after Jake Ferris and all their kind of leaders left last year that they're kind of just trying to find their identity, and maybe they're off to a slow start. Maybe, hopefully, for Mountain View's sake, that they're trying to get the momentum rolling and kind of just find their identity in their offense.
Really is always good when you've got a returning quarterback, and when you lose somebody like Jake Ferris. Like, for instance, last night, Max Clark from Capital is a returning quarterback. He was injured last year, but he comes back. He knows what's going on. He knows the offense, feels comfortable with it. Meanwhile, Napa was going between two guys. They had Peyton Gunter and Gabe Navarro. Both those guys were going for it. I think Navarro won the job last night. He played better than Gunter did. Now, Gunter is a good punter and probably will be used in a lot of other capacities, but as a quarterback, I think Gabe Navarro won the job last night for Napa. Bottom line is, though, they had to kind of go through that whole process of figuring out who our quarterback is. In the meantime, Capital is running the football and throwing the football and doing the things they can. Tonight, Dawson Wall doesn't look as confident as obviously a Jake Ferris did last year. So maybe he's got the first half, under his belt now, and he comes out here and in the second half and is a different kid. Who knows? It's just about the coaches now settling this Mountain View team down. The big story is that it's 13-0, not 14-0. Mm-hmm. So 2 scores and 2 extra points, and you're leading. So that's a big difference in this ball game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. And going back to that Nampa where playing two quarterbacks, it's kind of interesting to have two quarterbacks because there's normally two sides of the play or two sides of that mentality where some people think that if you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. Because it's like there's two different leaders, and the quarterback's supposed to lead that offense. If you have two of them, then it's kind of like, who do we rally around?
And that's pretty much what we saw last night because when they were playing the two quarterbacks, they really didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
And once Gabe Navarro started to kind of get things going, he got into a flow, and Ken Holtry, the head coach, just said, okay, buddy, you're my man. Go out there and do what you can. And once he got that, stamp of approval, he was out there doing a good job. And really, it was just some, mistakes by the special teams. Really, the long snapper, I don't want to pick on him, but they really do need to get a long snapper. You don't think about the long snapper ever until something goes wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of like the, like I was saying earlier with a corner's messing up where everyone notices it, even your grandma. But with the long snapper too, you don't really recognize them until they mess up, and everyone notices it because it's like such a big deal.
Hey, don't forget, a lot of games going on tonight. Let's see, I was looking for that.
I know Eagles playing Bishop Kelly.
Yeah,
that should be an interesting
and
game.
we've got Friday Night Flash. So we got Friday Night Flash going on. So tonight, other games going on. Boise at Emmett, Bora Timberline, Owyhee playing their first game ever, playing at Centennial. You mentioned Eagle Bishop Kelly, Cunin and Lewiston, Skyview and Columbia. And then, of course, I got Homedale Caldwell, Skyline Columbia, Battle of Canyon County right there. Elko at Middleton Logan Green, who I worked with last night doing that game tonight here on IdahoSports.com. And Valley View's at Twin Falls. Now, Friday Night Flash, it's our debut of the 2021 season. And we'll have that on IdahoSports.com after the game. Let's take a break. Let's play one of them commercials there that these guys have paid big bucks for. And we'll be back right after this 13-0 Meridian at half.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
Halftime here at Mountain View High School. Wayne Desir back. Adam Bridges with you, and it's 13-0. Meridian leads it. Want to thank good buddy Vince Stromboli for a little bit of information here. He just texted me to tell me that he thinks the biggest move this offseason was Eagles defensive coordinator Rob Rathbun taking over as the defensive coordinator for Meridian High School. So Coach Rathbun moving from defensive coordinator at Eagle to defensive coordinator at Meridian High. And obviously, he's doing a pretty good job now. Thank you, Vince. Doing a pretty good job right now because he's got Mountain View no points on the board.
Yeah, well, knowing Rathbun personally going to Eagle, I feel like it's really a shocker to Eagle because we really rallied around Rathbun as a coach, and we really all looked up to him. We all knew what he was doing, and we all it's interesting to see Eagles defense now losing that huge piece because, like the last couple years, Eagles defense has been really their staple, where it's like now we're seeing now that Meridian's really been stepping up, and it's a huge piece for them to have Rathbun on their team.
And again, you are listening, it's audio only, so there's no video here at IdahoSports.com. We're going to be doing a full slate of 5A games. They will be audio only, but we are excited as heck to be here. It's excited as heck to be doing these games. I've got 15 games. Well, actually, we got 13 left. 13 and a half. So the half of this one, and then 13 more regular season that will be doing the playoffs. So we're excited to do a full slate of 5A. Next week, I'm trying to remember in my brain, and my brain doesn't work as well as it used to, but I think I've got Ridgeview and Timberline on a Thursday night, and then Bora and somebody else on a Friday night. Either way, bottom line is that we got some good games coming up. It'll be a lot of fun. We're going to do 13 different teams as we go through the whole season. So there are 12 teams, in 5A, and so we're actually 13. We're going to get them all. So we're going to get them all. We see Hawaii a little bit later on in the season, so it'll be a lot of fun doing these, and I'm having a blast. I'm looking forward to it and excited this year. Now, tomorrow night I'll be at Meridian Speedway. I get to do the Speedway as well. I'm skipping the Speedway tonight. They get a big 2-night event, and I skip tonight because you know what? Tomorrow is when they give away the $20,000 to the winner in the Idaho 208, and I want to be there when they give away $20,000. So, I'm just not going there tonight because tonight's like qualifying. Tomorrow's like when they win it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to qualifying.
Yeah, I'll be. I definitely think that, especially you being happy to see it. I'm ready to see the person who wins that money.
Yeah.
Be very happy there.
Oh, he'll be excited. Yeah. So, and then next week, kind of fun. I'm also part of the broadcast for KBOI Radio this year with Paul J. Schneider. Paul and I reconnecting. We did the games for over a decade, having a lot of fun, and we're going to be doing the pregame show. And next Thursday we'll be on from 2 to 4, and then we'll hand it over to Bob Beeler and company, Pete Cavender, as they do their game with UCF, University of Central Florida. So UCF, Boise State, you know what? They've never played, but they are already kind of rivals because they don't like each other. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Let's do this. Let's take one of those breaks there, pay some bills. We'll come back and start of the third quarter right after this on IdahoSports.com.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people to do the research, listen to the healthcare providers. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, there was hardly any wait. It was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
All right, here we go. Kind of waiting for Mountain View to come back out of the locker room, so obviously they had a lot to talk about, the coaches did. And they are back out now and warming up a little bit. Meridian on the far side again. Meridian in their white uniforms with Navy numerals and Navy helmets with yellow stripes. Meanwhile, as always, the colorful Mountain View Mavericks in their gray uniforms. Gray not that colorful, but their line numbers are.
Yeah.
Is there any other color? It's lime, right? That's what you call what?
Yeah.
What is it officially? Do you know?
I think they just call it lines.
Yeah, lime, huh?
I don't
okay.
really see other name for that.
Huh? That's not really footballish, lime.
Yeah, I mean.
We wore our lime uniforms. That doesn't sound manly.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just thinking out loud.
Yeah. I mean, the Seahawks kind of wear that color too, as well.
That's true. I guess Seahawks have nice uniforms. They do the same thing. But they got that kind of navy blue type look, you know.
Well, Mountain View also kind of does. I mean, they're kind of straying away now with their kind of grayish uniforms now, but I mean, I think other teams are also as well doing that. I know Rocky has their gray uniforms as well, but yeah.
All right, as if it wasn't bad enough, you know, Meridian kicked off to start this game. They actually won the toss, deferred to the second half, so now they get to go. Antonacci and Davis Thacker are deep for Meridian, so not only did they end the first half driving and scoring, they're going to start the third quarter hoping to drive and score.
Yeah, I mean, if they're able to score on this drive, that would be very disheartening for Mountain View. Really
Meridian has to change. Meridian's got to change the tempo of this game. Mountain View's got to change the tempo of this game. They've got to do something, and they need to probably start on defense, make something happen, and get a 3-and-out.
Yeah.
We haven't had a 3-and-out tonight.
Yeah. Well, even if they try to go for a squib, kind of like Meridian did, and catch them off guard and get the ball back, they might do that.
All right.
It's kind of interesting. The kicker has a white cleat and a orange cleat.
Well, that's how you do it, man. Mason Labra. And he's going to kick it with the orange. See, the orange has more power in it like that. And Antonacci comes up with it, loses it, but it bounces right into the hands of Thacker. Thacker down the sidelines. He's still going to the 40-yard line and out of bounds at about the 43. So Antonacci tried to come up with a low catch right at the shoestrings. Couldn't come up with it, but it bounced right into the hands of Thacker, who, sometimes when you see that happen, it opens up a play, and it did that time.
Yeah, I mean, even if he didn't get tripped up right there, he would have had so many more blockers ahead of him that would have gained a really solid lane for him.
Well, the difference between the first half and the second half is the sun is down now. The lights are taking over. You're right in that dark period where the lights haven't quite taken over. You've got dusk, and so it's a little bit dark out there. But anyway, here we go. Malachi Martinez back to pass. Throws it out the flat. Thacker has it up the middle. Thacker weaving his way to the 47-yard line. So David Thacker gets about 7 yards.
Meridian might try to go out and kind of throw the ball a little bit more, give Antonacci a little bit more break time, I guess. Maybe change their whole offensive scheme so they don't have Mountain View figuring them out.
I'll tell you what, the thing with Martinez is it's obvious right now that Meridian is a lot further along in this first game with Martinez at quarterback than Mountain View is with Wall at quarterback. Out to Thacker. Thacker weaves his way, has a first down inside Mountain View territory, inside the 45, down to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, it's back-to-back plays where they go to that quick screen type of hitch play to Thacker, really using his size to really get those first down and those tough yards.
Here we go. First down as Meridian driving again to start this third period, up 13-0. Pass to Thacker, so Thacker's been the man. He took the kickoff and had a couple of catches. This one for about 7 yards. It'll be second down and 3.
Yeah, just seeing the difference between these two quarterbacks, it seems like Martinez is really just going through his transitions and really going through his phases and stuff like that compared to Wall on Mountain View, where he's just kind of stressfully getting the ball out as soon as he can.
Well, we talked about Thatcher at 6'4", talked about Reynolds at 6'4", Riley at 6'3", all these guys, huge receivers. It would be a great receiving core for a college team. And, he's using them now.
Yeah, they're really going for those possession catches instead.
He's got Quentin Riley in the slot. Antonacci, and he is run down. Great job by Mason Childs. And I think Mason Childs is the spy. Because wherever Antonacci goes, Childs was right there.
Yeah. Well, they really needed that because they've been really torched in that first half with the run game that they really need to have an answer for that.
Well, we can forget a 3-and-out, right? Because that hasn't happened on this drive. But now they've made it 3rd down and 9 again because Meridian's been facing all these tough 2nd down and 3s. Now all of a sudden they got a 3rd and 9 at the 43-yard line. So let's see what they can do here. Martinez from the shotgun, throws it underneath the coverage. It's complete to Quinn. And down inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line.
Nice
Riley, Quentin Riley, rather. I said Quinn. I meant Riley. Quentin Riley.
Yeah, like I said earlier on, now they're kind of relying more on that really quick bubble screen, quick throws, kind of catch and run a little bit.
What's interesting about that, I was actually thinking that they're going to go to Quentin Riley the last play. They went to Antonacci, who got, tackled for a loss, and then they went to the play that I thought they were going to go to the last time. Martinez back to pass, has to run to his left. Now he's in trouble, just throws the ball away, out of bounds. Boy, we got a lot of contact. He threw it away, but Thacker was down there, and he was fighting with the defender.
I don't know if that was really catchable, though.
It wasn't catchable because it was just thrown away out of bounds, but Thacker was fighting it out there. They're duking it out, he and Matt Miller. And let's see what they call, because you're right, it was not catchable.
It's kind of funny seeing Martinez on that play, trying to do his best Mahomes impression, running around back and forth, trying to find anything he could.
Well, I don't know what they're going to call here. Let's see. Did you see it a call yet?
I'm not sure. It seems like they're moving the ball up, though,
they
closer
did.
to the goal line over there.
They moved it down to the 15-yard line, just inside the 15. But I was waiting to see if they call pass interference or unsportsmanlike conduct, because that ball was not catchable. It was thrown out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure what they called.
Either way, Meridian just inside the 15. Martinez back to pass, starts to run with it, tucks it, caught from behind, and gets down to about. He's going to be stopped for a loss. He only went about 2 yards forward, but it's technically a sack.
Yeah, it still looked like he had his eyes deep down in the field and wasn't really paying attention to those pesky linemen on the sides over there.
Yeah, second down and 13. They have to get to right around the 5-yard line, just inside the 5-yard line for a first down. Third quarter, if you just joined us, as you can see, 13-0 Meridian. They scored right at the end of the first half with only about 6 seconds left to go. And here goes Martinez. Hands it off. This is Del Rio. And Del Rio gets nowhere. He stopped at the 20-yard line. So it's going to be third down and long. They lose about a half a yard again.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he kind of got pressured there and didn't really have anywhere to go and kind of just stopped and kind of just was looking for what to do there and ultimately lost yards.
So Marco Del Rio comes off. Antonacci comes back in. Third down and about 14. Finally joining the huddle is Malachi Martinez, who was over talking to the coaching staff. He gets out there, 7.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 13-0 Meridian. Antonacci is the running back on a third down and 15 from the 20. Looking out in the flat, overthrows his intended receiver. Led Tyson Acree just a little bit too much.
And I'm assuming Meridian is kind of hopefully by next game going to iron out those little tiny minute details about just slightly overthrowing a player, the receiver slightly being late on his route.
Well, right now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Meridian has much ironing out to do. They look pretty darn good. It's just a matter on a different night. Probably Martinez hits that guy right in stride. It's just one of those nights because he's throwing the ball well, looking pretty good, and they're going to go for it. Antonacci's back there, but now you've got two receivers wide to the left. Three, actually, trips to the left. Thacker and Riley. Back to pass, looking left. Pressure coming. Martinez on the run. Martinez going to be brought down. He throws the ball, but was he in the grasp? No, it's going to be an incomplete pass. They were spinning him around when he let the ball go.
That was a nice job of him getting the ball out and ultimately giving themselves a little bit more yardage if they want to kick the ball here.
See, I like the old in the grasp call because they were spinning Martinez around, and he just threw the ball away so it wouldn't be a sack.
Yeah.
Smart play on his move, but to me, the defense had him.
Yeah.
And that should have been a sack and a loss of about 10 more yards. But as it is, I tell you what, Mountain View is happy to have the football at their own 20-yard line.
It's also kind of dangerous when you try to do what Martinez did there, where if the ball kind of gets, if he just tries to desperately take it out and
Hand off to Quentin Evans right up the middle. Evans at the 35, 40, and out to the 44-yard line. Quentin Evans with a quick 22 yards. Wow.
That was definitely what Mountain View needed there.
Well, you can see offensively they're all psyched up right now.
They're trying to set up, catch them off guard with the no huddle right here.
Hey, except for basically that Hail Mary at the end of the half, they haven't had the football for forever.
Yeah.
And we got a legal procedure, so too much excitement there. But, you know, really, Meridian has controlled this game because of the ground game, because of what they can do. I was surprised, quite frankly, that they went to the air as much as they did that last time. I thought they came out, basically it was a passing drive not a lot of runs.
Yeah, especially when passes kind of slow down the game and they're giving Mountain View more time to actually try to come back in this game.
All right, going to be first down and 15. Ball back at the 40. Evans again up the middle, finds another hole, slips the tackle out to the 47-yard line. He picks up the penalty, and he picks up about 3 more yards, so an 8-yard gain for Quentin Evans.
That was a very nice job by him because it felt like Meridian really had every gap stuffed, but he somehow managed to find a way to get some yards there.
Again, Quentin Evans, they found something up the middle that they like to work with into Meridian territory down to the 48-yard line. This will bring up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, he's just trying to do all he can to get as many yards as he can and fall forward to get those little extra yards.
Well, Quentin Evans comes out of the ball game now. Let's see if they stay on the ground. They do, up the middle.
Doesn't look like they got it there.
Awful close. Let's see what it is. It's right at the yard marker. I think he did get it. One officials, again, we talked about it.
Chains, yeah.
Yep.
Seems like this game is usually that's kind of like the story of this game has been the very close down markers.
Absolutely. Again, the handoff. And again, it's number 22 with the football. And that, of course, is Dallas Slocum. Dallas Slocum picks up about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really necessarily certain that they have had a pass play on this drive so far. It's only been runs.
It's all been up the middle. And it's been the same play, basically.
Yeah.
Handoff up the middle.
I don't know if they're doing that because they're not really confident in their quarterback play or if they just really think they found something in this running game.
Well, obviously they found something so far. They've been moving the football. Now they go to the pass. Sotomayor. Yeah, Sotomayor out in the flat. He takes it inside the 35, down to about the 31-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 32 to be exact.
That was a very nice hit by Nathan Reynolds on that play on the defense for Meridian.
Dominic Sotomayor, a senior, 6-foot target. First down for Mountain View, 13-0. Quentin Evans back in, weaves his way up the middle. The same play that's been so good to him. He gets it inside the 25, down to the 24. So the pace has picked up, and the yardage has picked up. And here we go. Dawson Wall, the quarterback, new quarterback this year. Back to pass, looks out in the flat, throws it underneath the coverage. It's complete. And that's going to be down to the 15-yard line. And that's going to be a completed pass there to Fisher Clements.
Yeah, it seemed like it was the same pass play that they just had a couple plays ago.
What they did that time, they sent Sotomayor down and had Clements come underneath Sotomayor. So a little bit different. Handoff up the middle. That's Evans. Nope. Actually, that's not Evans this time. Let's see. That's, again, Dallas Slocum. So gain of 6 for Dallas Slocum. Boy, they're moving Evans in there and Slocum. Both kids really running well right now.
Yeah, giving this defense 2 different looks.
Ball at the 13. Slocum again up the middle. Slocum inside the 10. Fighting for more yardage. He's got to hold on to that ball. He's down to the 6-yard line. Close to another first down for Mountain View. And that time they were trying to rip the ball out of his arms.
Yeah, there was 5 Meridian players right there ready to try to get that ball out.
They were playing takeaway, Adam. 3:45 to go here in the third. 13-0.
Yeah, that would be very demoralizing if they would have gotten the ball out right there and stopped this drive.
The pass in the flat down to the 3-yard line, maybe the 2, and then we got a flag on top of it. So let's see what the flag is. Sotomayor made the catch. There could have been a face mask on Ashton Gardner, who is the defender. That would be half the distance to the goal line if that's what it is. Let's see. Face mask it is against the defender, Ashton Gardner. So that'll mean half the distance to the goal line. So it's first and goal to go. It'll be from the 1-yard line, I think. Let's see where they put it. They put it on the 2 or the 1? About the 1.5. Hard to tell. From the shotgun, hand it off, and it's Quentin Evans in for the touchdown. So all of a sudden, Mountain View comes out with a whole new look on offense, a whole new attitude anyway.
Yeah.
And Quentin Evans from a half a yard out scores to make it 13-6. And as we said, that extra point, that missed extra point after the second Meridian touchdown looms large here tonight. Last year, it was a 41-26 game with Meridian beating Mountain View. That game was at Meridian, and we don't see that kind of an offensive outburst here tonight.
Yeah, like you said with mentality, it seemed like they came out with a do-or-die mentality here where they really needed a score, and they really got it.
All right, let's see what's going to happen here. Are the Mavericks thinking about going for 2 here? Do they feel better about that than they do trying to go for
a kick,
a field, just a point? They are.
They did try to get that field goal earlier in the game, and they missed horribly.
Yeah, no, I think they are. They're going to fight. No, they're going to go for the kick now. So they talked about it, and now they're going to go there. So Mason Labra comes out. So Labra comes out. He'll try the extra point to make it a 6-point ball game. Snap is down. Kick is up. Good.
Drilled it right there.
Yeah, it was a line drive. I thought I had to wait for a minute. It almost looked like he yanked it far left, huh?
Yeah, he really improved from that last kick there.
So we got a 13-7 ball game now. And, boy, I tell you what, things have changed. The attitude has changed. Whatever happened at halftime, something else. Hey, folks, if you're getting hungry, how about Big Judd's, okay? They're featured on Man vs. Food and 101 Tastiest Places to Chow Down. Big Judd's, one of the most fun, unique dining experiences in Idaho. They hand-make burger patties every day and only use fresh local produce. And, of course, they always use Idaho potatoes for their famous fresh-cut fries. So if you're up to a challenge, how about this? Try the Big Judd Special world-famous 1-pound burger with all the fixings along with a basket of large fries. If you can finish it in less than 30 minutes, you get your picture on the Wall of Fame. You also get to spend the night in bed because you will be, boy, I tell you what, have a bellyache, I think. Stop in, say hi at 3030 East Overland Road, right by the Majestic Theater in Meridian. Don't forget to check them out online at BigJuds.com. Big Judd's in Meridian, proud to support student athletes. Great place to eat, great fries, great burgers, and a great supporter of Idaho high school athletics and IdahoSports.com. Thank you, guys. All right, here we go. Thacker and Antonacci are deep. And here comes the penalty. So now Mountain View will have to kick off from their own 25-yard line. So Mesa Labra, a senior, will have to put everything he can. Like you said, he's got a white shoe and an orange shoe, and I think the orange shoe is for power.
Oh, yeah.
I think that orange shoe is more powerful.
You know, just the color.
It's certainly
in his
louder.
Shoe. Yeah. Just so you know which foot he's kicking with, and you can see it from a mile away. You know?
Especially at dust like this.
Yeah.
Here we go. Kicks it on the ground. Picked up by an up man. Wow. That went off one of the up men, and then Jacob Hartsoe. Okay, he just fielded it like he's been fielding it forever, and that one backfired because they wanted to just keep it low and on the ground. But when it was touched by one of the up men and came to Hartsoe, he was able to field it at midfield at the 50. And so just like that, Meridian's got a short field at the 43 of Mountain View.
Yeah, Meridian was very lucky on that bounce. It could have bounced forward to Mountain View, and they could have recovered it, but fortunately it bounced right to one of their players and was able to recover it cleanly.
If it hadn't touched that first player's hand, it could have taken another big hop and been still going.
Yeah.
So here goes Malachi Martinez. Antonacci up the middle. Antonacci gets to the 40-yard line, maybe the 39. Gain of a couple is all. And again, I swear they do have a spy on him. There's no question because as soon as Antonacci got it, everybody ran in that direction.
Yeah, it seems like Meridian offensively is really loving that doubles formation today.
Well, they've really kind of put the stops to Antonacci. He hasn't had the big runs like he did the first drive.
Yeah. Well, like I said, and like we were both talking about, that was one thing they really needed to do if they wanted to come back in this game, is stop Antonacci in that run game.
All right. They got Riley, they got Thacker, and they got Akery to the left, and they go that way, and they overthrow Riley. So they have 3 wide receivers to the left, and Riley kind of came out a short down and out route, and they overthrew him. So it's going to be third down now. Could this be our first 3 and out of the night?
Oh, for Mountain View's sake, hopefully.
Yeah, well, This could change the whole scheme of things if they can get 3 and out here.
Yeah, it seemed like those first 2 quarters were all Meridian, but right now it seems like these second 2 quarters or at least this next quarter was really just Mountain View.
Yeah, Mountain View came out of the locker room looking pretty strong. Let's see what happens here. Big third down for Malachi Martinez. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He's being chased, and he gets it away. Throws it to Antonacci underneath the coverage, and he's going to fight his way for close to a first down. Wow, Malachi Martinez just kind of made that play happen.
Yeah, he tried to hit him with the pump fake and then pulled it back, was like, no, I don't want to throw it there, and ended up dumping it off.
And you know, how about Antonacci? He just gave him something to throw to. He came out of the backfield, found a way for his quarterback to find somebody to get it to. He's a yard shy, so it's 4th down and 1 yard to go. The ball at the Maverick 34-yard line.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Antonacci and Martinez were friends off the field, seeing their connection on the field.
Here we go. Thacker comes to the near side. Antonacci, I mean, I would hand it to him. And they do. Up the middle.
Oh.
Stop! He stopped at the 35. Wow.
That's what they really needed. But now the question is, will they go for it on this 4th and short?
They're done. That was fourth down.
4th down.
Yeah. So they've turned it over on downs. So it wasn't a 3 and out, but they stopped him on downs, Adam.
That's what they really needed there.
Big stop. And they'll get the ball. Mavericks will at the 35-yard line. Actually, let's make it the 36.
Yeah, you can hear this Mountain View crowd on this side really cheering up.
Yeah, they're getting into it. 1:43 to go, 3rd period. We got a 1-score game, 13-7. Quentin Evans is the running back. Last drive, he was a big part of it. He scored the touchdown, but he also had some huge runs right up the middle. And you can see the 3 linebackers from Meridian have tightened up that middle. They're not going to give him the middle. They're going to try the middle and kick it outside. Quentin Evans out to the 45 and out to the 47, 48-yard line. Quentin Evans saw that they tightened up the middle, and he bounced it outside.
Yeah, and I was kind of expecting Meridian to kind of bunch up that middle, especially with Rathbun being their defensive coordinator and being able to get those mid-game transitions.
Evans again looking inside. Patient, gets to midfield, gain of about 3. So got to hand it to Mountain View. They're still trying to attack the middle of that Meridian defense. Meridian's trying to box it in as much as they can. You know, they had probably 9 players in the box.
Yeah.
That's tough to block them out.
They must think that that's one of their weaknesses in this Meridian defense.
Back to pass. They throw it in the flat to Sotomayor. Sotomayor breaks the tackles at the 40, 35, 30, 29-yard line. And that's a play they used before for a big gain. Dominic Sotomayor kind of set out on the left side. Goes about 5 yards down. They get him the ball quickly, and he makes it all the way down to the 29-yard line.
Going to no huddle again.
This is Evans. Carries some tacklers with him inside the 25 to the 24.
You know, it seems like they're kind of just flipping through 2 plays. The out route throw.
Yeah, a little pass from the flat. Yeah, up the middle. Yeah, this is a 2-play drive.
Yeah.
As was the last one, really.
I mean, it's working for Mountain View's in their defense.
Handed off to Dallas Slocum, bounces it outside. He could score. He's in. Dallas Slocum.
Just what they needed.
He tried it up the middle. It wasn't there, so he bounced it outside and took it all the way in from 29 yards out. 29 yards out, Dallas Slocum.
Like you're talking about, that Meridian missed extra point is really coming to haunt them there. If Mountain View can make this, they take the lead.
13-13. And they keep talking about going for 2, but they got 1 hand up. They got to go for 1 here. You got to send Labra out there. Mason Labra's coming out there. Let's see what he can do. So Mountain View looking for its first lead of this ball game. First lead of the 2021 season if they can make this extra point. Kick is up. Good.
14-13 Mountain View. This is what
Just
they
like
really
that.
needed. Yeah. They came out firing. They knew what they had to do. And I'm not really surprised because even last year, Mountain View was really a second-half team. They really seemed like they came out, knew what they needed to do, kind of like boxing, where they kind of feel their opponent in the first couple rounds and then go on the second round and kind of execute an attack.
Last night, Capital Nampa took a 21-21 game to the fourth quarter. Tonight, with 16 seconds left in the third, we could take a 14-13 ball game. Wow, what a great opening weekend for me and for high school football.
Yeah, I mean, this is what all the fans wanted from kind of an unfortunate season last year to having all these close games, you know.
Hey, I want to tell you about Bob's Bicycles on Fairview and Boise, family owned since 1979, and their selection of mountain bikes, road bikes, BMX, cruisers, comfort bikes, hey, second to none. Whether online at bobs-bicycles.com or on the showroom floor, Bob's Bicycles will have the bike, accessories, and clothing to fit your needs, and they've got in-store financing 6 months, no interest. Stop in and say hi to Vern. Bob's Bicycles, they've served Idaho for more than 40 years and proud to support Idaho student athletes. Here we go. Thacker and Antonacci deep for Meridian. Labra the kickoff. Big kickoff. Antonacci eyeballs it. And then it's Thacker coming over to take it away from him at the 5. He goes left. He gets out to the 15, 20, gets to the sidelines and cuts back 25, 30, still going, 35, 35, 40, still going, and down finally. Wow. How about that by Davis Thacker?
Yeah, that was kind of unexpected because at first the play seemed very off because it seemed like there was lack of communication between Antonacci and Thacker with catching the ball, but he ended up taking a pretty good chunk of yards there.
Exactly. Really, the ball was Antonacci's to have, but it's like the left fielder floating underneath and taking it right in front of the center fielder, and that's what he did. And then instead of going right, the way his momentum was when he caught the ball, he went back to his left and got down the sidelines and got it all the way out to the 41-yard line. Wow.
Well, that's probably what got him so many yards is cutting back and all the kicking team not really expecting him to go that certain direction and leaving a gap there.
It was one of those two. Probably because Thacker caught it right in front of Antonacci. Maybe they didn't know who had the ball at first. You know, it was like a trick play where you try to fake a handoff.
Well, look, thinking back now, it seems like they kind of tried to do that with their previous plays too, because they had that one where Antonacci kind of flicked it back to Thacker, where it looked like he catched it but muffed it and hit it back.
Centennial leads Owyhee 20-15. They got a score right there. Skyview over Columbia 35-6. Emmett 20-0 over Boise at halftime. So some scores coming in. Lewiston 14-12 over CUNA. That game up in Lewiston. Timberline 21-14 over Bora right now. All those games still in progress. So that's the scores we're getting. And don't forget Friday Night Flash right here on IdahoSports.com. And we've got a timeout on the field. Not sure why with 3 seconds to go here in the third period. Is there a player down somewhere? I do not. I see the Meridian staff coming over here. But I'm not sure what that's all about.
Maybe it was, I'm not really sure.
No, I don't know either. But we were kind of talking about everything, and we didn't see anybody hurt. But we're just getting ready now after that nice return by Thacker. Here we go.
Trips formation by Meridian.
Keeper by Malachi Martinez. Hurdles a defender at the 47 and goes across the 50 down to the Mountain View 47-yard line. Wow.
I can tell you this. I was definitely not expecting Martinez to pull out the hurdle right there.
They say his knee went down right just inside the 50, but that was quite the hurdle.
Yeah. It's not every day that you see the quarterback going out and hurdling a defender like that.
Officials talking again, not sure why.
And kind of like I said earlier, that is probably a concerning.
I think that's the end. Let's wait to make sure, but I think that's the end of the third period. They may have a penalty or something here. The officials were talking, so that's why I'm holding it here. Let's see here. Personal foul against Meridian. So it's not the end of the third quarter yet. unless they decide that, okay, they're going to call it the end of the third quarter. When we come back, Meridian will have the ball with 2nd and long all the way back at the 25-yard line. We'll take a break, and we will come back for our fourth quarter action here at Mountain View High School.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And we go to the fourth quarter, 14-13. Mountain View leading Meridian.
Yeah, this is definitely a run-heavy game from both sides of the offense, or both sides of the ball. Mainly by Meridian with Antonacci, you know.
So Wayne Desir back, Adam Bridges with you. Adam, you're going to school at Boise State, is that right?
Yes, I actually am. I just started my first week of school.
How cool is that? Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually the Boise State Sports and Rec reporter there.
All right.
I actually report on all their sports.
And working with us here at IdahoSports.com, you'll be with me for games from time to time, most of the time. Antonacci tries to kick it outside. Here comes the defense up to try to make the stop, and Antonacci just extends the play by getting to the sidelines, across the 40, out to the 42. Nice play by him.
Yeah, he's really stepped up and is really showing his leadership skills here.
Have you decided what you're studying yet?
Yeah, I'm actually studying. They called it first media arts, but now they changed it to integrated media and strategic communications.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's...
So, you know what they did? They did exactly what I thought they were going to do. The scoreboard has it wrong. I was waiting because that was the last play of the third quarter. Remember, you and I were just talking during the break. I said, let's hold on because they shouldn't be going to the fourth quarter yet. They need to have one more play, and that's what that was. And so now, they took a big, long break, and now they're starting the fourth quarter. So we'll just keep it here. So They did what I thought they should have done, but it didn't look like they were doing it, and even the scoreboard up here put fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, too. Didn't they flip sides on the field?
And now they do.
Okay.
And they hadn't, and that's why I noticed it. I said, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Meridian's still going left to right. They need to be going right to left.
Yeah, that was kind of funky.
Yeah, they didn't explain that one very well, and I just figured I was wrong because that's the way I've been married a long time. I just figure I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, they usually tend to not let it run over to the next quarter, so.
All right. So 2nd down and 9. So Antonacci with a nice little run there. Back to pass. Martinez throws it complete to Acree. Acree trying to break the tackle. Spins almost out of it, but not quite. But he does get into Mountain View territory at the 49-yard line, and that is awfully close to a first down.
Yeah.
Let's see. It looks like they're going to put it right at the 50, so that's going to be short by about a foot.
Yeah, Mountain View is playing with pretty big cushions on their corners on that play, and if they keep on doing that, I feel like Meridian could really just keep on giving those kind of short hitch plays, you know.
Packed house here tonight. Battle of two teams expected to win their divisions. 14-13. Martinez takes the snap, keeps it, gets the first down. All he needed was a yard. He needed to get to the 49, and the nose of the ball will be just inside the 49, I think. Wait a minute. Boy, he did not get a good mark.
Yeah, yet another play where it's at the marker.
Right there. So you've got a better angle than I do. You want to make that call? They're going to bring the chains in. Do you want to go after it, big guy? See how good your eyes are? What do you think?
Yeah.
You can't tell, can you? Because the players are right in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to see with
I'm not being fair.
It does look like they're, if not, I think the tip of the ball may be right over on that.
Well, it has to be to the 49, tip of the ball. So here comes the chains all the way from the far side. And these guys need to work out better because these chain guys are slow.
Yeah. And
there we
it
go.
Looks like he has enough. Yep.
Yep, just
Looks
right
like,
there.
Yeah, Meridian was signaling that they had it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that this whole game has been really just...
It's a matter of inches, isn't it?
Yeah. That was the second time they've had to pull the chains. They could have pulled the chains on, it feels like, almost every single play at this point.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Meridian with a first down just inside Mountain View territory, down by 1, 14-13, coming up on 11 minutes to go here in the ball game. Regulation anyway. Malachi Martinez sends a man in motion, throws it underneath the Thacker. Thacker cuts it back, doesn't get much, maybe a yard. So a lot of action on that play, but not much direction.
It seems like Mountain View kind of gotten their grasp on defense and kind of know what they're kind of expecting here, and kind of seems like they know what they're doing and kind of got their rhythm and groove down.
Well, you got to remember, when you talk about this first game, we have put two of the best teams in the Valley, maybe in the state, together in the first game of the year.
And it's been relatively low scoring, too.
Second down. The throw over the middle, complete. Quentin Riley catches it at the 35-yard line. First down, pickup of 11 yards.
Let's just take some appreciation for Martinez on that throw. He made a super hard sidearm throw look very effortlessly over the middle, which is the most dangerous part of the field, and he just did it so effortlessly,
Yeah, he did. I mean, he was kind of rolling to his right, and he just, like you said,
slinged it.
He chucked it. So first down for Meridian at the Mountain View 35. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Martinez is going to be sacked. And as he's going down, he throws it away. Are they going to call intentional grounding, or are they going to say he was down?
I don't know. It seemed like the running back might have been around there in that vicinity.
Intentional grounding is what they call. Yeah. There was nobody there, and he's going to loss it down. He was in the grasp and then some. He was going down when he threw it away. He did that earlier, but he got away with it. This time he didn't.
Well, that was also very dangerous on Mountain View's part because they had their two contain go very way past the line, and Martinez was able to slip up. Luckily, one of their defensive linemen was able to get him from stepping up.
Yeah, he got past the first wave of defenders is what you're saying, and that could have been a big gain. Yeah. Nonetheless, the ball's all the way back to the 46-yard line, where it's going to be second down and about 22. Handoff to Antonacci. Antonacci spun in the backfield. He's going to lose two more. Back to midfield. And it's going to be third and forever.
Yeah, you can really see the momentum and feel the momentum shifting from Meridian, who really had this game in the bag in the first two quarters, to Mountain View really dominating and doing whatever they want in this game.
And officials call a timeout. We got a player down for Mountain View at the midfield, and it's a cramp. So other players are working, and now they'll give way and say, okay, you trainers are here. You guys can take care of this cramp. So timeout on the field. Boy, what an exciting game.
Yeah, I know. This is a very nice game to start off my broadcasting career.
Yeah, that's right. Congratulations. You're starting it off here.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm sorry you have to work with me, but, it is what it is.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm really learning a ton from your ton of experience. You were talking about how you've done this for many years, and I'm just glad to be working with someone who's had this much experience.
You can call it being a veteran, having experience, or just being plain out old, one of the two. But it's fun to do. I get a kick out of it. I like doing this because it's fun watching the kids and seeing the talent. I mean, look at the talent on both these two teams that we're looking at tonight. I mean, both sides loaded with talent. What really kills me is that, I played high school, I played college football, and when I go down on the field right now, and I know as I get older I shrink. I mean, old people just shrink. It's just the way it is. But as I go out there and I look at these kids, I'm going, holy cow. What was I thinking when I was a kid trying to play this sport? These guys are big.
Now. Yeah. It's kind of crazy because it seems like these high school players are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like whoa, you could definitely tell when you're in the halls in high school who's playing football and who's not, you know?
Jackson Beck, by the way, was the player down. It was a cramp, no big deal. He's drinking water. He was drinking as he came out. So here we go. This is the ball's at the 49-yard line. It's going to be third down and about 23 or 24. Handoff to Antonacci, right side. Look out, he's got some running room. Antonacci inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line, but he's still going to be 13 yards shy of a first down. But wow, that was a big run.
Great effort, but not enough.
Yeah, 13 yards.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really nice play. I mean, he did all he really could on that play. I mean, well, he'd hopefully wanted the first down, but he did all he could, honestly.
Right now, Adam, you talk about big plays in a ball game. It's 4th down, 13, and the ball's at the 38-yard line of Mountain View. Mountain View has got to come up with a stop here, because if Meridian gets the first down here, I don't think there's any stopping them on this drive.
Yeah, it looks like they're punting it right here. They have their punting unit out there.
All right, let's see if it's a fake. Yeah, let's see if it's a fake. Nope, they're going to kick it away. And it's going to get into the end zone. So what a great job. That time, Rylan Elliott of the Mavericks watched it go into the end zone, said, I'm not touching this thing. I thought they might go for it because they were in that no man's territory.
Yeah.
I'm surprised really that they didn't go for it.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't go for the fake, because that's kind of in, like you said, in that territory where it's no man's land, where they could either go for it, it's not really short enough for a punt. You know?
Well, you gave up 18 yards. So it was an 18-yard punt is what it was.
Yeah.
38-20. That's all it was. I mean, 18 yards may be a big deal, but when you're trying to win a ball game with 8.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, I think you take your chance with a guy like Malachi, Martinez.
Yeah, and especially since these are two powerhouse of teams, that it's like this is a very determining game. Even though it's early on in the season, you really have to go all out.
8:34 exactly to go in this ball game. Dawson Wall, the quarterback, hands it off to Dallas Slocum. Slocum out to the 25-yard line. Anytime you can gain 5 yards in a cloud of dust on first down, you're doing good.
I'm kind of surprised Meridian hasn't been able to stop this up-the-gut running, especially since they've done it so much and so consecutively.
Yeah, they went with 3 linebackers. Now they're back to 2. Slocum up the middle, gets a first down as he reaches for it. They give him it to the 32-yard line, so a 5-yard and a 7-yard run, 12 yards in 2 plays.
Especially since it's the same exact play. They should expect what's coming, and they should know what's coming.
You would think. But, execution right now is winning out over knowledge. Snap over the head of Wall. Wall's just going to fall on it. Actually, Quentin Evans falls on it. The ball all the way back to the 11-yard line. That snap went about 5 yards over Wall's head. He had nothing he could do about that.
That was very dangerous.
I saw that last night, man.
Yeah.
I saw that, and it lost a game for
like you said,
Nampa.
It was a momentum changer.
Yeah, total. It was a game changer.
It would have instantly, if Meridian would have gotten that would have instantly been huge.
You got second down and forever. You got to go all the way out to the 42-yard line, and they hand it off up the middle to Evans. Nothing there. So now you got third down. Basically, what you just did is you just killed a drive.
Yeah. Because now they're, especially since Mountain View hasn't established a passing game, they've only established a running game. It's very hard to get that many yards on a running play.
Wow. The scoreboard says 3rd and 14. No, folks, it's 3rd and about 33.
3rd and forever.
Yeah, they got to get that better.
Yeah. Maybe they're getting used to
now
the
it's 3rd and 22.
Well.
Yeah, now they changed it. 3rd and 22. I think it's more than that.
Yeah, it looks way more. 3rd
and a
mile,
fumble.
Maybe. Oh.
And let's see, it's still for grabs. Everybody's fighting for it. Let's see what they call. The ball's on the turf. No signal yet. And it looks like it stayed with Mountain View. So they, for their effort to recovering that fumble, they will get to punt.
Well, even since they didn't recover that fumble, they still give them a short amount of yards to work with for this punt. That so many things could go wrong. It could go over the punter's head and cause a safety.
Well, stop being so negative. Let's say he has a good snap, because what I want to see right here is I really think that really Dawson Wall is one heck of a punter. The last 2 punts he kicked, they were spirals and high. Here comes the pressure. This one's end over end. It's not going to be long because he felt the pressure coming, and it takes a backward bounce.
Bad bounce.
And it's down at the 31-yard line. It's touched right there at the 31, and they're going to put it at the 32. But again, you're right. Hey, wait a minute. What do we have? Penalty, personal foul, roughing the kicker. Holy cow!
Exactly what they needed.
Holy Toledo. Oh, my goodness. Roughing the kicker, automatic first down. Talk about bailout.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I was not expecting that.
I don't think anybody was. Meridian certainly wasn't. But remember I said that it was a high kick because he felt the pressure?
Yeah.
But then I watched the kick. That pressure didn't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
So
Meridian.
fourth and 24, roughing the kicker. They now have a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Wow.
That's very disheartening for this Meridian defense, thinking that they could get off the field and being able to not get off the field because of that penalty.
Well, and they would have had the ball at the Maverick 32.
Yeah, and that would have been easy scoring, at least maybe a field goal at most, which would have taken them the lead.
All right, this is where Mountain View has to take a deep breath and say, okay, we dodged the biggest bullet ever. And handoff to Quentin Evans. He's out to the 35, has a first down. Out to the 38-yard line. That's a pickup of 14 yards. First down, Mavericks.
Yet again, another run up the middle, and Meridian just can't stop this run up the middle.
They can't, and you're right. Like I said, it's execution now, not knowledge, because they know what's coming, and Meridian can't stop it. Play action fake. Nope, they hand it off to Evans. Evans delayed run and gets about 8 yards. All the way out to the 47-yard line. And the clock keeps running, or it should, unless somebody called timeout. Why is it stopped? We got you know what? We had a flag on the play and a penalty against
Mountain View.
Mountain View, yeah. We couldn't see it. It was on the far side. Too many players right on the sideline. So that's going to back them up. Boy, I tell you what, Mountain View's making this tough on themselves, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, with the bobbled snap, the over-the-head snap, the fumble, and now this, really just kind of giving Meridian so many chances.
Well, right now they are lucky. They are so lucky that there was a roughing the penalty call against Meridian. So now you got first down 20, ball at the 30. They got to go to the 40, basically. Dawson Wall looking over at this bench, gets his signal.
Well, like you're talking about with...
You better hurry up. Play clock was running down. They handed off up the middle, and they stopped at that time, Adam.
Yep. Yeah, like you were talking about earlier with signals, with Martinez running the sideline. It seems like Mountain View's using signals and using signal cards to kind of get their plays.
Well, Dawson Wall that time was looking over the sideline. The official, meanwhile, in the middle of the field was doing this. He was counting that last 5 seconds down. 5, 4, and they got it off with about 2 to go. Because there is no play clock. They just have to look at that official in the middle of the field. When they see him start waving his hand, you better let it go. Pitch out. Quentin Evans trying to get outside across the 30 to the 33-yard line. 3rd and long for Mountain View. The only thing they're doing right now is they keep that clock running with the run. It's down to 4:20. 14-13 ball game. 13-0 at halftime. Meridian. 14 third quarter points by Mountain View. That's where we stand. Nobody has scored here in the 4th.
Yeah, this game is really tightening up in this last quarter.
2 powerhouses, as you mentioned. 2 contenders duking it out.
Timeout call.
They're like in the 12th round of a prize fight. Timeout on the court or the field or wherever we are. Give me a chance. I want to thank all of our power boosters. You know, we got so many sponsors here. They got Ultimate Heating and Air, the College of Western Idaho, Big Judd's, Metro Appraisals, Donna Jecka. She's with Pacific Residential Mortgage. And then our webcast sponsors, Bob's Bicycles and Big Juzz. And again, remember, this is an IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of Treasure Valley Game Night, and it's presented every week and every night by Mountain West Bank, and also brought to you in part by your local Toyota dealer, Project Filter, and Valley-Wide Cooperative. Can't do it without those good folks. All right, third down, a big play coming up here for both of these teams. You know, obviously, Mountain View wants a first down. What they really are hoping for is at least some good positive yardage so that they do have to punt, they have an opportunity to move Meridian back a bit.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always that option of another roughing the kicker.
Okay, Wall back to pass, looking over the middle, throws underneath the coverage, complete, only about a 3-yard gain. That was Matt Miller with the catch, but boy, I'll tell you what, that Meridian defense was right there.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Meridian was just planning on playing everything ahead of them, not letting anything go behind them, and being susceptible for a deep pass. That could have really opened this game up.
Okay, Meridian may well overcome that horrible, horrible mistake of roughing the kicker, bailing Mountain View out. But let's see. Wall, good punter. I mean, usually you can get good one off.
Yeah, he gets them really high, too, especially with it being darker now.
Look at that. No pressure, up in the air, going to take a bounce, and it bounces kind of backwards again. But this time, with this punt, Meridian's at their own 30, not the Mountain View 32. So a big difference, huh?
Yeah, and kind of like you touched on earlier, where you'd rather see these, or it would be nice to see these teams play in week 3 when they kind of have kind of everything figured out. I wonder how many mistakes they would have had in a week 3 game instead of this first opener game.
It's a lot like Highland and Rocky Mountain playing last Saturday night. You know, they open up the season over at Holt Arena. 12-7 was the final. Rocky jumped to a 12-0 lead. Highland 7-0 in the second half. But I would love to see those guys, and we probably will in the playoffs.
Yeah, especially since Rocky and Highland are kind of those recurring teams.
Handoff, right side. Not a whole lot of running room there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if I was Meridian, if I would really go for a run-oriented kind of drive, especially with the lack of time on the clock.
Yeah, you got 2:50 and counting on the clock. Antonacci's such a good runner, though. He gets 7 yards for you there.
Yeah.
But you're right. They've got to get down the field. The pass underneath to Quentin Riley, steps out of bounds, stops the clock, only gets a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and 3. But Quentin Riley with a nice catch on the sidelines. And 2:42 to go. Remember, I used to always hate when the announcer says this because I can count. It's 14-13, but I got to say it. Field goal wins it.
Yeah. I mean, even if Meridian would have had it on that 32 like you said earlier, they could have gotten that field goal and would have been in the lead right now.
All right, big third down play. 3rd down and 4. Martinez back to pass. Looks, knocked down. Wow. Great big pass, knocked down. I'm trying to get a number. Looks like it's big number 47 that knocked it down. I don't have a 47, so it couldn't have been. It could be 42. That was Garrett McKenna, 42. You know, not only do they have line numbers at dark, but they're like the funky font.
Yeah.
It's a funky font. So the 42 looks like a 47. So it's Garrett McKenna who knocked that down. Great play by him. 4th down. Game right here, maybe.
Yeah,
for Meridian, it is. They've got to get a first down, or it's over.
Yeah, it's a very risky play call for going for it. But, I mean, they kind of have to.
Hand it off to Antonacci. Antonacci breaks it free. He cuts it outside. He's still not down. He's at midfield. Cuts it back to the 45-yard line. And the Warriors are alive and well and marching.
Well, that's the thing about Antonacci. I remember when I was at Meridian, the thing that coaches always complimented him for was his fancy footwork. He always had fancy footwork, and he showed it on that play. And even now as a senior, he bulked up, so he has fancy footwork, is able to bow those. He's kind of a well-rounded, really nice option for running back.
Think about this. They had 4th and 3, Adam. They went to Antonacci on the ground. They had that much confidence that he would get it.
Yeah, he's been really the guy.
Martinez, big pass for Thacker.
Oh,
Thacker runs into the secondary. That could be an offensive pass interference.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like Thacker couldn't really locate the ball there.
Yeah, Thacker ran right into the defender. If this is
big.
No, they're calling it against Mountain View, and that's not a good call. Thacker ran right up the defender, who had every right to go for that ball.
Yeah, it seemed like Thacker at the end of that play kind of got irritated and was kind of giving the defender a little bit of a shove.
Yep. So it's against Mountain View.
But luckily for Mountain View, it's not like the NFL where pass interference is at the spot. It's only a 15-yard penalty.
Still, that brings it to the 30-yard line.
It's still pretty big.
With 1:59 to go. That was a huge call that should have gone the other way. I don't usually say much, but it should have gone the other way.
Well, like you said, and the field goal wins it, so they're getting closer to that field goal range.
All right, back to pass. Martinez passes on a sideline. Acree catches it at the 22. Tyson Acree with the catch. He's about 2 yards shy of a first down, but they get closer and closer to field goal range, and they give him to the 20, and they mark it back. So it's going to be second and about a foot. Boy, they're having trouble with their marks tonight, but they marked it back.
Yeah, it's very close here.
Martinez, Antonacci up the middle, breaks a tackle, has a first down to the 15.
Yeah,
and the clock runs with 1:20.
It seems like he's really picking up the groove now. He wasn't really able to get anything on that second drive or the third quarter, and now he's really picking it up, and especially when his team needed it.
Got a Meridian player, a Mountain View player down. Boy, I love it when we have two schools that start with M. Mountain View player down, and it's a cramp, not a big deal, but it does stop everything for a moment. Wow, what a big call. And I got to go back, really, to be honest with you. Davis Thacker just ran right up the back of the defender who was looking for the ball. As you mentioned, they only have 4 light posts here, so it's a kind of a dark field. Once that ball gets up into the darkness, it's kind of hard to see. Both were trying to track it down. Both have a right to that ball, and Thacker ran right through the defender who was looking for it. So, for me, a tough call against the Mountain View Mavericks.
Yeah, and
that's Jackson Beck.
Just thinking about it, if they did end up getting that against Meridian, this would be a completely different ball game.
Meridian would have to be earning it. Right now, they're at the 15-yard line.
Yeah,
and they've got 1:22 to play with.
Just depends on if they have enough faith in their kicker or if they're just going to try to go for that touchdown and solidify.
Yeah, Cademan Ryan is their kicker. I don't know what kind of a kicker he is. We haven't seen much this year or anything, obviously.
Yeah.
The throw right through Thacker's hands. Thacker was down at the 5-yard line, and that ball was thrown so hard by Malachi Martinez, it went right through Thacker's hands. And you know what? They used all of Thacker's 6'4" body. They threw that high.
Yeah. I mean, if you have someone that's that tall, you might as well take advantage of it and try to put it where he can only get it.
1:16 to go, folks. Glad you joined us here. Treasure Valley game night.
Well, I just say they should probably just give it to Antonacci again. Just give it to him because he's been really the guy to go to.
Martinez, they do. Antonacci down to about the 13.
He's really getting those ground and pound hard yards right there, fighting for every inch.
Now, it all depends what they want to play for. They're going to call timeout, so we'll have time to talk about it here. But the problem is, what are they playing for the first down, or are they playing for the field goal, or are they playing for the touchdown with 1:08 to go? Because if they do, they have to get it in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and if they miss, there's a ton of pressure on this. If they miss this field goal, they lose the game. So they really have to find out what they want to do.
Yeah, they'll want to get it middle of the field and see what happens. So timeout.
Yeah, especially getting in the middle of the field would be a better kick for the kicker just to get it middle instead of trying to angle it a little bit.
Yeah, first game. Can you imagine? First game of the year. You got your kicker going out there, game-winning field goal attempt. Your legs got to be shaking.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine the pressure, all the eyes on you for that kick.
Well, they got a big third down play here, and we'll know whether they're playing for the field goal or for the touchdown, depending on what they do. They're at the left hash mark, and I believe the kicker would love to have it in the middle of the field. Antonacci is back there with Martinez. I got to believe one of those two will run it to the right. Back to pass, and here comes the pressure, and Martinez is going to be sacked back at the 15-yard line. It's only a 1-yard sack.
He did all he could on that play.
But they're on the left hash mark now, and it's 4th down, and Meridian calls their final timeout. So they're on the left hash mark. I can't believe that's got to be good for a right-footed kicker.
Not what they wanted. Martinez tried all he could. He broke 2 tackles, wasn't able to break off and shake off the third one. But, yeah, honestly, I would have tried to run it. But, I mean, they were probably trying to go for that touchdown there.
Yeah, they definitely decided that they were going to go for the touchdown. So now, do they send the kicker out here, or do they go ahead and try to go for the touchdown? Do they feel that their kick? Only the coaching staff knows what the kicker does during practice.
Yeah.
Only they know whether or not his head is into it, whether his foot is into it, what he can do. And it's at the 16-yard line. So it'll be back at the 23. It'll be about a 33-yard field goal attempt from the left hash mark if they go for it. And here we go.
The stakes are on.
Yep. They're going to go for it. And number 35 is the kicker. So here we go. Eli Arsenault.
Biggest kick
from 33 yards. Arsenault. And a timeout called by Mountain View.
Trying to ice the kicker.
Yeah, they're trying to ice him. Wow. Arsenault.
Yeah, I don't know what this kicker's future will hold, but this may be his biggest kick of his career.
Yeah, he missed the extra point, but on the first point that he made, he really had plenty of leg.
Yeah, he drilled it.
Second time, he looked like a rookie, really. It didn't hit anything.
Yeah.
And then, so now we haven't had a chance to see him. I think he's got the leg. I really do. Does he have the accuracy? He's a right-footed kicker from the left hash mark. Not great from 33 yards out on a dark night. And he will be hearing a lot from these Mountain View fans as we get ready to go.
And just thinking about it, if they would have made that extra point, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Oh, yeah, no question. Here we go. Ball placed down at the 23-yard line, 33-yard field goal attempt. Eli Arsenault, here we go. Here's the snap, the hold is down, the kick is up, it's got plenty of distance, and it is no good! Wide left!
That was a shocker. It had the distance, it was just barely.
Eli Arsenault, folks, has the leg. Here's the problem. They needed to get that. If they were going to play for the field goal, they needed to get it in the center of the field. Yeah. And they didn't play it that way. They played for the touchdown.
If they would have had it in the middle of the field, he definitely would have made that field goal.
Oh, absolutely. It was the left hash mark right-footed kicker that did it. So, it looks like Mountain View's going to survive a scare here tonight as Eli Arsenault misses a 33-yard field goal attempt with 54 seconds to go. But we still have 54 seconds to go.
Anything could happen. Missed.
However, Meridian's out of timeouts, I do believe. We don't have a scoreboard that tells us that, but they used a lot during that drive.
Yeah, I mean, what a comeback by Mountain View. Coming back from 13-0 to 14-13.
All right. Here we go. Dawson Wall and crew coming out there. And I tell you what, I guess Meridian's going to pin their ears back. They got nothing to lose. They're going to come after you. They look back at Quentin Evans. I think Quentin Evans is going to get the ball, and they're telling him to put both arms on it. Nope. They're going to snap it, direct snap, and Dawson Wall gets about 5 yards on a quarterback keeper. That was unexpected.
Yeah. I mean, especially going up that quick on under center, anything could happen. He could maybe jam his finger on the play and get
And folks, that should do it because Meridian is out of timeouts. They cannot stop it. Mountain View will run the play clock down. They're in the victory formation now, folks, with 20 seconds to go. One more snap will do it. Snap, take a knee, done deal. Mountain View is going to survive a scare from Meridian. Wow, what a season this could be. 14-13 is the final score.
What a game.
And Meridian came into this Mountain View hostile territory and gave the Mavericks all they could handle, but they're going to come up 1 point short. And we talked about the missed extra point. Comes up big and a missed field goal at the end. We're going to take a break and we'll come back. When we come back, we'll talk about this game. We'll have our player of the game coming up for you. So we'll be back again. The final, Meridian losing it tonight. Mountain View 14, Meridian 13 here on IdahoSports.com.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
The injuries look like those seen in people exposed to poisons like mustard gas. That's how doctors are describing what they see in the lungs of vapors. The chemicals can essentially burn your lungs. Find the truth at BehindTheHaze.com.
At Toyota's national sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's national sales event.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people to do the research, listen to the healthcare providers. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, there was hardly any wait. It was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. the easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
All right, welcome back. It's all over. It's a final. It may say fourth quarter on there, but we've been kind of working hard, and we forgot to put the F. But that's okay. It's the only thing we didn't get done tonight, Adam. We did a good job. All right, both of us guys learning the biz, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Behind the scene here, working all the computer stuff. But at any rate, 14-13, Mountain View wins it. What an exciting game. And let's go ahead and take a look at our player of the game tonight. And none other than Quentin Evans, the running back for the Mountain View Mavericks. What a job he did. I mean, he kept drives alive up the middle, and you were talking about it. You know, we knew where he was going to go. We knew what his situation was. So did Meridian, but they couldn't stop him.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a matter of just in-game tweaks, and Meridian wasn't able to make those in-game tweaks to just know what they were going for. I wonder what their actual game plan was, because it definitely wasn't planning for the in-middle runs, you know.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we'll go back to our game night for our final score and let everybody know where we're at. And 14-13 was our final.
Was it?
Or do we have it?
Oh, great.
We're learning. Oh, great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe.
No, if we can't get it, we'll just leave that up. We'll go out of there. Not a problem. We're good. We're good. Hey, you know what? We tried hard. We made it happen, the whole bit. So, now you started a commercial. We don't want that.
Great.
Just pop back. Yeah. There you go. There it is.
Oh,
right
here
there.
we go.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
we both
you know what?
it out.
It's a good thing we're driving. We're driving here. But that's
Yeah.
going to do it. I tell you what, lots of fun here tonight. Tell you what, it's been an IdahoSports.com Game Streams production presented by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places, and by Project Filter, Idaho Fights Tobacco. And, of course, our Power Booster sponsors, Ultimate Heating and Air, CWI, College of Western Idaho, Big Judd's, Metro Appraisals, Donna Jecka, with Pacific Residential Mortgage, and our webcast sponsors tonight, Bob's Bicycles and Big Judd's. Special thanks tonight to Scott Dew, the athletic director here at Mountain View High School, and the entire staff for their hospitality and helping make this game broadcast to you. And congratulations again to Quentin Evans, who is our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Want to thank you for joining us. Again, the final, Mountain View 14, Meridian 13. For my broadcast partner tonight, Adam Bridges, and everyone else behind the scenes right here.